Yo, what's going on, everyone? How are you guys doing? It is January 18th, 2021. And you know what that means? Unfortunately, it must be Monday. And another Monday means another giant disappointment. Another giant disappointment, man. 3 hours of torture tonight. Good Lord. It was brutal. Anyways, how are you guys doing tonight? How are all of you doing? Good to see you all. Thank you for tuning in once again. Let's go ahead and see here. Raphael, Vanch, Alex, thank you for stopping by. Sysis Gaming, R Dials, Flash, my friend Nova, Chloe, welcome back. Jeremy, how you doing? Brian, Gar55 rocks. Jaden, welcome back. Latrell is here. Welcome, Latrell. Jordan, how are you doing? Marcel, welcome back, my friend. Anthony, Drake is here. Leroy is here. How are all you guys doing tonight? How are you doing? You know, the show was asked when they mess up an Alexa segment. Yeah, man, this show was not very good. Not very good at all. Let me see here. I'm trying to catch everything here. Van says, hey, yo, AOW, dude, I feel bad for you for watching that 3-hour show just for us. Yeah, man. Someone's got to do it. Someone has got to do it. La, welcome, my friend. Safa, good to see you. Master Flex, good thing I didn't watch Raw because I can tell it was straight up whack. Yeah, man. It was really bad. It was really bad. Brian says, did you turn off your TV? No, unfortunately, I did not. I did watch on my iPad for a little bit, but while I was cooking some steak, but that was about it. Drake says, honestly, embarrassed to call myself a wrestling fan. Yeah, it gets really brutal sometime, man. It gets really brutal. Lola says, I didn't watch Raw today, and by the look of it, it looks like I made the right decision. You literally missed absolutely nothing. If I'm being honest, you missed absolutely nothing. Jack says, how many matches have been announced for the Rumble? I feel like it's 3 or something. Well, we have the men's and the women's Rumble. And then we have the 2 championship matches, which is Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. Oops, wrong button. Goldberg, I said. What else? Big Oof and Shayna Baszler probably taking on Charlotte and Asuka. So 3 matches, 5 including the Rumbles. So yeah, not very much. Not very much. Lola says, I saw that Randy mask and I called it quits. Luchador Randy Orton, man. Lucha Randy Orton. Absolutely insane. Obi James says, thank God we have Wednesdays. Yeah, man, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do without it. Ardell says, we should do a meme competition based on how trash is Raw right now. Yeah, it's really bad, man. It's really bad. Christopher says, who do you think's going to win the Rumbles? I got Daniel Bryan as the men's and Bianca Belair as my women's. And I'm sticking to it. Can't believe people in my country actually wake up at 6:30 a.m. just to watch this show. Vanch, I would never. I would never. If I was on the East Coast, I'm usually up during these times, but I probably wouldn't even watch during that time. Luckily for me, I'm on the West Coast, so it's only about 8 o'clock. 8:17 right now. Chloe says, Alexa and The Fiend winning the Rumble confirmed. With Alexa and Xia Li being the final two is my prediction. I hope The Fiend is not in the Royal Rumble. I really don't. I don't think The Fiend fits in the Royal Rumble gimmick, like, whatsoever. On top of that, putting The Fiend back in the title position, man, I feel like after seeing Alexa Bliss's match tonight with Asuka, it does feel like they're gonna push her to maybe take the championship off of Asuka. If that happens, man, it could be brutal. It could be brutal. I mean, it is Alexa Bliss, so she does have that going for her. She's been champion plenty of times, so it's nothing new for her or anything like that. But for The Fiend, it didn't work out so well. So I really hope that they don't try to do that same thing again, because it never ends very well. It never ends. 2021, this is why WWE will never write a good storyline. This is why I watch Impact and AEW now, because WWE is trash, says Masterflex. They do some things right, man. Like, the whole Roman Reigns thing is fantastic. It's fantastic. I think it's really good. But at the same time, I feel like they only focus on like one or two things. It's like they don't have the capacity to write multiple stories, or they just don't give a shit, to be honest. That's probably what it is, if I'm just being honest. JVOJ says, didn't watch the show tonight, and by the looks of it, I guess nothing has changed. Yep. I mean, you really didn't miss anything. Alexa Bliss transformed during a commercial. That was about it. That pretty much wraps up tonight's show. Safa says, after the first 5 minutes of the show went trash faster than Lars Sullivan's career. Oof. Ouch. And Randy Orton's promo, it was good. It was chilling. But like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, however long that was. Jesus, man. Marcel says, I hate The Fiend and Bliss. It's awful. The supernatural stuff is overdone. I love it personally. I like it. I think it's very good. I do think that they need to change it up a little bit, though. I do think they need to change it up. They're doing a decent job of it right now. But before, it was very repetitive. All the Fiend stuff was very predictable. It was very, very repetitive. And the booking for The Fiend has just been god awful, man. Just god awful. Ethan says, is it only me who gets annoyed by the fake crowd noises? Man, I absolutely hate the fake crowd noises. It is the worst. It is the worst. They are way too loud. That is not what a crowd sounds like. I'm sorry. But if you've ever watched wrestling before, that is not what the crowd sounds like. Not at all. Jack says, the Rumble is my joint favorite pay-per-view with Mania, and the build-up has been pretty wank. Like, it's on my birthday, and I can't really be bothered watching it except for the men's Rumble. Yeah, I mean, we're a week out almost for Raw. They have one more Raw before the Royal Rumble. Next week's episode of Monday Night Raw is the go-home episode before the Royal Rumble. And there's literally nothing going on. Nothing going on. I'm going to assume that we'll probably see some sort of Jeff Hardy, Elias, Jackson Riker match. Maybe on the pre-show. We'll probably see the Hurt Business. Maybe they won't defend the tag titles. Maybe they won't. But I could certainly see Bobby Lashley defending his United States Championship against Matt Riddle. I could see that happening. Chloe says the goal counter here is at 1, keeping it light. Goal. There you go. We'll get there. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get to the goal here very soon. Drake says they really just need to start all over again. It's got to the point where they need a whole new show layout. Yes, I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that, because WWE shows seem so cookie cutter. It literally feels like they take the same shows and just copy them and paste them in to next week's episode with a very, very slight change. This episode was pretty similar to last week's and the weeks before. Like, they're all so similar. They really need to change things up a little bit, because obviously, like, if it's not obvious that what they're doing isn't working to them, then we're doomed. Okay, we're all doomed if that's not apparent by now, because these record low ratings, there's no one else to blame except for them. It's not, oh, football's on. Football's been on forever. Football being on is not an excuse for Raw to be plummeting. Brian says, what do you think the viewership will be this week? I always think that the viewership should be a record low, but if I had to guess, it'll probably be somewhere around 1,700. The final hour will probably have dipped into 15, 16. If I had to guess. Did Randy join the Foot Clan? No, he's burned. His face got burnt, of course, when Alexa Bliss launched a fireball at his face at the end of last week's episode. So the mask, it looks very goofy, to say the least. It was very goofy. But I am glad that they kind of had him sell his injuries here. Warrior Nation says, a champ eating a clean loss before a pay-per-view is just not good. No, it is not. She could have taken on anyone other than Asuka. It did not need to be Asuka at all. Asuka has no involvement in any of this whatsoever. And from what we've seen earlier in the night, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are invoking their rematch clause, which isn't a thing anymore. It hasn't been a thing for like 2 or 3 years. So that's interesting. So it looks like Asuka and Charlotte are going to have themselves a match already for the Royal Rumble. So hopefully that doesn't mean that Alexa Bliss is winning the Royal Rumble. I hope not. Ardao says, I send you a meme of Randy on Instagram. Ingo Manabres of Instagram. Okay, I'll check it out after the show. Rafael says, rip to Ricochet, who now joins Drew Gulak in the prestigious Too Shitty to declare themselves for the Royal Rumble Club. A truly great accomplishment. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Obi James says, Randy got minor burns according to WWE. Oh, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they can't even get their story straight. Jay Wolf says football wasn't even on this week, so there should be no excuses. Oh, okay. Interesting. I did not know that. Nova says the NBA is on and people would rather watch that. Okay, so they weren't competing with football tonight, but they were competing with the NBA. So who knows? Who knows, man? I'm expecting to see a huge drop off in this show. Usually Raw sits between a 200 and 400,000 drop off, viewer drop off between the first and third hour. So it'll be interesting to see if it fits in that. Probably towards the higher side. I think last week was about a 200,000 viewer drop. Jay Wolf says Ricochet is going to beat Drew Gulak in a second chance match. This is the WWE. I would certainly see that happening. I could see that happening. If there's anyone that you want in a Royal Rumble, I feel like Ricochet is one of those guys. I feel like he would excel in a Royal Rumble. He's one of those guys that you want in there for those really cool spots, to do sorts of flippies and all sorts of cool stuff like that. That's your go-to. That's Ricochet. So why he's not in it? Why he can't declare himself? He's got to earn himself a shot. Plus, imagine this. You try to declare yourself for the Royal Rumble. Adam Pearce says, you're not so worthy to just be declaring yourself in the Royal Rumble. You're not that great. So if you want to prove yourself, you have to be one of the best wrestlers in the world. That sounds really fair. Really, really fair. AJ Styles is one of the best people to ever hop inside of a ring. So I guess it sucks to be Ricochet and Drew Gulak. I guess. I don't know. Matt Riddle is now in a new tag team called the Lucha Bros. There you go. That's actually pretty funny. For me, AJ versus Ricochet was the best part, and the finish tonight. Yeah, that was the best part of the show for me as well. Flash says, it's just my point of view. Don't hate me, but I think the AJ versus Ricochet match, Orton's promo, and Alexa's character skits were the only good stuff on tonight's show. Yeah, I would go with that. It's not that I didn't like Orton's promo. It's just that it was way too long, and I think that the mask was just so gimmicky. It was just so weird. Like, they should have just did some bandages, wrapped around with like some gauze and stuff. A like lucha mask doesn't really fit. Safa says, thoughts on Adam Cole calling NXT the main roster? He is not wrong. He is correct. Victor, will Kofi be cleared for the Royal Rumble? Probably not. He's got a broken jaw, man. Fan says they should be ready for the lowest Raw viewership again. I feel that way every week. I really do. I feel that every week. Chloe says the WWE 2K15 generic mask he had. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels it feels like you're playing a wrestling video game and you want to be a luchador, but you haven't unlocked anything, so you just have like that ultra generic mask. That's perfect. That's exactly what it is. Phoenix says this show was 85% ass water. Very, very interesting choice of words, but I do agree with you. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. An eye patch is what Randy should have put on. I was expecting him to walk out with some like taped up ribs or something like that. Marcel says AEW deserves Raw numbers. Raw deserves Impact numbers. At this point, yeah, man. I completely agree with you. Hello, Cabinet. How are you doing? Welcome in. Nova says, especially with that trash segment with The Miz. Oh, yeah, that was brutal. I laughed really hard when I saw Gilbert. And then I was like, man, this is so bad. This is so bad. Why? Why is this the thing, man? The Miz and John Morrison just stay being a joke. At all times. They're just complete jokes. Ranch says we are watching a show where Big Oof will be in the Royal Rumble, but Ricochet won't. Yep. Pretty much. All right, so let's do a quick little rundown of this show here. Really, really quickly. So we can get on with it. Let's get on. We'll talk about the show, and then we will do just some random talking about things as we go along as well. You can't censor Gilbert. That's Gilbert is fine. That's not a curse word, but you really cannot say Gold in public. It's terrible. Parents do not like it when you say Gold around their children. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. You should not be cursing in public. Gold is probably one of the worst curse words that you could ever use. Leroy says, why do people still watch Raw even though it's terrible? Well, because people have hope. I mean, that's why I watch it. Aside from all of this other stuff that I do, I have hope that it'll be good. They're capable of it. They can do it. They just don't care. They really don't care. That's all I get from this company. They just don't give a shit about their shows. And I think that is very obvious. Rated C says, you are swearing a lot, man. I know I'm going to get taken down. I'm going to get taken down so fast. Ugh, it's terrible. If only YouTube would understand that you just can't be saying Gold all the time. J Wolf says, if Gold beats McIntyre and Miz beats Goldberg, I will still hate it, but I guess that's something different. I mean, The Miz is not WWE champion material at this point. He's not. The Miz cashing in and becoming WWE champion is terrible. It's a terrible idea. He hasn't beaten anyone. He can't beat anyone. The Miz's like only few wins is over Otis. The rest of the time he loses. So, Chloe says Randy had that mask you got to stick with until you advance in career mode a bit. Yeah, you got to defeat like Humberto Carrillo on main event to get a better mask. You gotta unlock it. Daryl says, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. No worries, man. We are just about to get into the rundown of the show here. Any predictions for big returns at the Rumble? Not really. I'm kind of expecting Edge to show up again if he's going to be at the WrestleMania. And since everyone is in love with Carlito, I think that Carlito could be showing up as well. Marcus says, my question is, if Gold wins the title, who will be facing at WrestleMania? Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. That is the answer. That is the answer. So, anyways, tonight's show opened up with Luchador Randy Orton with a chilling promo about Alexa Bliss setting him on fire and how he blames the Fiend. How he blames the Fiend. Next up, Lacey Evans is backstage with Ric Flair, saying that she's learning everything from the dirtiest player in the game. You love to see it, right? You love to see it. First match of the night is Charlotte Flair taking on Peyton Royce. Next up, Bobby Lashley stomps on Matt Riddle's foot, kind of, sort of, in a way. You can imagine that he did that. And then Retribution's Mace takes on Xavier Woods. Oof. Alexa's Playground with special guest Asuka. Next up, Jeff Jarrett tuned in via satellite to tell us his pick for the Drew McIntyre versus Gold match at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. I know everyone was dying to see what happens to Jeff Jarrett, or to see what his thoughts on the match. I know everyone was dying about it. Shayna Baszler takes on Mandy Rose once again. Tensions between Shayna Baszler and Big Oof are not good. They're not doing very well. They're not getting along, and they supposedly invoke their rematch clause, which doesn't even exist anymore. Next up, we saw Ricochet taking on AJ Styles. If Ricochet is able to win this match, he can participate in the Royal Rumble this year. Next up, we had another TV segment with the Miz TV with special guest Gold and Drew McIntyre. Next up, we saw a 6-man tag team match with the Hurt Business taking on Lucha House Party and Matt Riddle. Next up, we saw Drew McIntyre live via satellite. Jackson Riker with Elias taking on Jeff Hardy once again. And to close out the show tonight, we saw Alexa Bliss taking on Raw Women's Champion Asuka. Ken says, okay, but like, can you spell whatever you're calling gold? It sounds like you're saying gold fuck, but I can't tell, and that doesn't follow how you filter it. I mean, I'm spelling it the same way that you spelled it. I just can't curse. I get censored. Every time I try to say gold, it just gets censored. Here, look, in chat. I'll even be in chat. Even when I type out gold, it just gets censored. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Raphael says Randy could have been talking about the most serious thing in the world, and it would have been hard to take seriously because of that mask. Yeah, the mask was it was different. What's the difference between Miz TV and the Dirt Sheet? Oh, actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, it was not an episode of Miz TV. It was the Dirt Sheet. Goes to show how much I care. Goes to show how much I care. I will have to update that afterwards. Actually, I can do it right now. What's the difference? I have no idea. I guess Miz TV is the Miz's show, and the Dirt Sheet is John Morrison's and the Miz's show. The Dirt Sheet. There we go. Ken says, bro, this whole time I thought you were calling him a name with like, nope, just saying it how everyone else does. Can we talk about that Styles clash though? Oh yeah, it was so good. The finish to that match was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Raphael says, when I saw the graphic for Gold on the Dirt Sheet, I already kind of knew he wouldn't be in it, given they didn't advertise it before the show. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Nova says, before we continue, I would like to do my community service and recommend a new wrestling game for the Switch called Wrestling Empire. Check it out. Yes. And on that note, I'm probably going to be buying Wrestling Empire tonight or so. And this week, I'm going to record and finish what I have left of the Fire Pro Heavyweight storyline series, career mode, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I'll finish that out, and then we're going to start playing Breath of the Wild, I think, and Wrestling Empire as well. So probably Breath of the Wild streams later at night, and then videos of Wrestling Empire, and then probably videos of something else as well. So should be some gaming content, not on this channel, on another one. So I mean, it's already out there. So here, hold on. I'll post it, but I won't start posting on it till hopefully later this week again, where I will be reviving everything. Ken Adams says, bro, gotta get Mario Odyssey. I have Mario Odyssey. I have played through it and I've beaten it, and it is amazing. I absolutely love that game. If I'm actually able to do what I want to do and like settle down and space out some time for gaming, there's a ton of games that I want to get through. So going through and replaying that is on my list of things to do. I would absolutely love to do that. I actually played Super Mario Odyssey on the way to Chicago when we were traveling to All Out. That's when I beat it on the flight from Portland to Chicago, and then Chicago to Portland. I played and beat Super Mario Odyssey. Fun game. Daryl says, what's your gaming channel? I just linked it in the chat right there. That's where everything will go down. All sorts of games will be going there. Live streams will be going there as well. Not tonight. I haven't decided if I'm going to do them on like off nights, where I'll do them on like Tuesdays and Thursdays and maybe like the weekend, or if maybe we'll just do this and then I'll be like, hey, in 10 minutes I'm gonna be over here instead. So we'll see. Chloe says, AOW, finish that career mode and unlock a new mask for Randy. I know, man. I gotta finish that career and unlock a new mask for the Butcher. That is my character in that game. Brian says, I want to watch Gold get Claymored multiple times at the Royal Rumble. I'm sure you'll see it no matter what. I'm sure you'll see that. Hoodie, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you back. Daryl says, Wrestling Empire is just Matt Dickey's Wrestling Revolution, but on a better platform. It looks like so much fun. It looks like so much fun. I can't wait to play it. I've been watching Dankops play it, and I love it. I watched him play the PC version of it. I thought it was fun and hilarious, and now that there's a new one on the Switch, I feel like it's finally time to buy it and jump in and get on the hype train and get some videos pumped out there. Safa says they should have Randy create his own mask using the voices in his head, kind of like Jigsaw in Punisher Season 2. That'd be interesting. Ken Adams says also Mario 3D All-Stars, of course. Didn't know you were a big Nintendo guy. I can relate. I do have Mario 3D All-Stars as well. I bought it. I haven't opened it yet. One of my favorite games when I was younger was Super Mario Sunshine on the Nintendo GameCube. So I bought it for that. I really, really, really want to go through and play that. Obviously, Super Mario 64 as well. And I've actually never played Super Mario Galaxy, which I think is the third one on there. So yeah, I have those as well. I have tons of games, man. Tons of games. So coming up soon, Breath of the Wild, Fire Pro, Wrestling Empire, probably Mario 3D All-Stars, because I forgot I had that, LA Noire, Bioshock 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if I'll do Tony Hawk 1 and 2, but I have those. Cuphead, Fall Guys, the Super Mario Odyssey, God of War, and I don't know. I think that's there's more. There's definitely more, but that's what I have off the top of my head. Interpreter says, did you ever play any of the old wrestling games as a kid? Yes, all of them. All of them. Chloe says, AOW, you need this thing called Stream My Yard for your post shows. It's so people can chat from their phone, and that's what I recommend. It's good streams. I have looked at StreamYard, but I don't want to use it because let me make sure this is the right thing. Yeah, so I've looked at StreamYard, and I don't think it will work with me because I have like an OBS setup. So I have all of these things that I've created and put in here. I'm not quite sure that I can do that with this. One of the things that I really like about it though is that you can highlight comments and bring them up. So I thought that was really cool. To do. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it to see that if I can do all this other stuff with it, because I really like how customizable OBS is. And eventually when we get to monetization and stuff and I get a camera, there's going to be a lot of cool things to do. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. So Ryan says, gotta love being in the UK and Raw ending at 4 a.m. I feel like I could fall asleep watching it because of how boring the show is. Yikes, man. Stafford says, I gotta go. AOW, see you on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I appreciate it. I will see you on Wednesday. Do you have Legends of Zelda Hyrule Legends? No, I do not have that Hyrule game. I used to have it for the Wii U, but I only played it like once, and then I got rid of the Wii U when I got the Switch. The first SmackDown vs. Raw game was the first console game I ever played, and that was my peak childhood. Man, the first one that I played was like, I think it was like a Royal Rumble game. Like, it was really bad, but one of the more serious ones that I had on PlayStation was the WWF Attitude one or whatever. It was brutal, man. Like, playing as Stone Cold, you had to do like down, down, left, right, X square to like hit a Stone Cold stunner or something. Like, you had to like do combos and stuff. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Alex Silver says 51 subscribers away from 1,000. Whew, that is absolutely insane. With that being said, if you're here and you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Apparently, we are 51 subscribers away from 1,000, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. Also, make sure to hit the like button as well. You know how it goes. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and monetization. Monetization is a beach, by the way. We're about halfway there in watch hours, which, thank you guys so much. Was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. At this time, we have 1,800 watch hours. That's how many hours these videos have been watched in total. That's crazy for like 20 videos. So hopefully gonna do some more stuff, put out some actual video content that has like some substance in it, some booking stuff. We'll probably do a Royal Rumble prediction video that I will upload. That'll probably be my first upload, and then we'll probably have a live stream where we can just sit and chat and go over my predictions and go over your predictions as well. I think that would probably be the perfect time to get in my my Discord up and running so that people could join in and they could hop in the chat, like an actual voice chat, and tell everyone their predictions and stuff like that. And we can just hang out and have some fun. Roman will win the Rumble and Alexa will win the Women's Rumble. That'd be very interesting. Very interesting. They Call Me Nova says, how many subscribers do you need to get monetized? In today's YouTube world, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 watch hours. You have to meet both of those requirements before you can apply to get monetization. And then once you get if you get accepted, then none of that counts. So anything going forward brings you monetization. So my whole thing here is, if we get monetization and move forward, all of the money earned from the stream in any sort of way will be going in its own little thing, and it's going to be used for a camera. That's what it's going to be for. So if you want if you want a face reveal, if you want any sort of camera stuff like that, that is the way to do it, by supporting the live streams, watching the videos as long as you possibly can, liking them, sharing them, subscribing. Because once we get monetization, that's when it happens. That's when it all goes down. Vanch says the 4,000 watch hours got completed in your TLC 2020 stream. No, we're not even close yet. Well, I mean, we're close. I'm at 1,800 watch hours, so almost halfway there. But yeah, the TLC 2020 stream was crazy. That one was insane. That was the one that has like 10,000 views, I think, or something like that. That was a crazy night. Chloe says, why don't we have super chats? Super chats is monetization, so you don't get it. You don't get it until you get monetization. So all sorts of stuff like that will be like, that will all be camera focused. That's what all of that will be used for. Thoughts on Asuka booking and her title reign? Asuka's booking lately has been garbage, which means her title reign has also been garbage, unfortunately. Marcel says, did you see that AEW is doing a little birthday thing for -1? And some people are saying they are just doing this for the ratings. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, man. I'm happy to see that they're doing everything that they can for the Huber family. I think that's awesome. I think that is awesome. Will you be trying the Discord thing again? Yes, I'm going to try and have that up before the Royal Rumble. I know I say like yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to... I'm going to actually try and have it up before the Rumble. The Royal Rumble, I think that'll be a fun thing to add in. I'm not sure how I will specifically use it in these post shows, but certainly could see it for like Sunday questions and prediction shows and maybe topic streams. I wouldn't mind having some topic streams about like let's say how we could fix Monday Night Raw, right? So, go ahead, like people can just hop in the chat, like the voice chat, and then just be like, this is who I am, this is my @ or something, and here's my 5 ways that I would fix Raw or something like that, and then we can just kind of discuss them. I've thought about doing things like that. So I'm looking at the calendar here. The Royal Rumble is on Sunday, January 31st. So hopefully what I'm thinking is that maybe sometime next week, maybe Friday night after the post show, I will record a Royal Rumble predictions video that will go out in the morning. And then maybe on Saturday night, usually probably around 7 p.m., typically when my streams normally are for Wednesdays and Fridays, maybe I'll go live and we can all talk about our Royal Rumble predictions there as well. Yeah, so yeah, there will be one for the Rumble, Nova. Van says, I think 2-night WrestleMania is good. At least we do not have to be in a room for 7 or more hours. Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's 2 nights. I would rather prefer just to get all done on Sunday. Let's see here. Alex, do you watch any other wrestling YouTubers? Yes, I watch CM Pulse and Dank Ops a lot. And sometimes I watch New Legacy as well. What's up with Carrillo? I have no idea. It's Batista's birthday. Happy birthday, Dave Batista. Big Chicken says, why WWE teasing Hurt Business breaking up? It's one of the last tag teams and the greatest thing Raw has. I don't know, because they're crazy. They're crazy. Hoodie says, here comes the Pain, best video game of all time. Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. You know, one of the things that I wanted to do as well, that I don't know, it might be fun, it might not, but one of the things I was thinking is that we could do a Fire Pro fire promoter, or like a WWE 2K Universe 19 or 20. I don't really care which one it is. They're probably both shit anyways, but we could do like a community universe mode, or like a community promotion mode or something, where like chat can just run the entire promotion, pick the matches, pick the pick the wrestlers that are going to be there and everything. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Live reactions for the Rumble. Yeah, I don't know if I have the ability to sit here for that whole time. I'm not sure. Maybe someday for something, but I don't know. I'm also kind of scared to do something like that because Fightful gets hit with stuff like that all the time. So any sort of like watch along and stuff, they got hit for Wrestle Kingdom. They got hit for SummerSlam, I think. And that was before even like, it was just a scheduled stream. Nothing had actually happened. Nothing had actually happened yet. And they got a copyright strike for it. So I kind of want to stay away from that for right now. If you get a copyright strike, you lose live streaming. And the copyright strike is active for 90 days. So I wouldn't be able to live stream for 3 months if I got one, which would kind of suck because that's the whole plan. Words, welcome in. Thank you. Give me a whole yeah. Hi, buddy. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you had a good stream, good podcast yourself. You should watch Wrestling Hub. He covers a lot of rumors and WWE news. Yeah, I might have to check it out. I think Jeremy, welcome, my friend. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I've been wanting to check into some other people's content. I think that's going to be a post on Instagram soon. I kind of want to see what you guys are watching, what kind of stories or like what kind of videos you guys are into, so that I can make some videos too, man. I would love to make some actual videos. I have a couple ideas for some, but who knows? It's what you guys want to see, not what I want to make. So who knows? Yeah, our friends at Wrestle Story had a recent issue with copyright. Yeah, see, I don't want to deal with that, man. Our friendly raid, yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really want to stay as far away from copyright as I can. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Chloe says, Gold runs through the community universe mode. That's how we're booking it. Oh, no. That's why I think it would be funny, though. That's why I think it'd be funny. Just like anything goes. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what people are on there. Just to do whatever and see what happens. I was watching the Dank Op videos where he puts his creative character Chris Danger in certain eras and just kind of simulates them for an entire year. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. Those have been great. So maybe even something like that, just to kind of hang out and watch, I think would be kind of funny, or just kind of fun. Kind of fun. Big Chicken says, my Royal Rumble winner, men's Nakamura and Bryan, women Bianca and Alexa. Yeah, those are some pretty solid choices, to be honest. My gut tells me Bryan and Bianca Belair, but after seeing what happened with Asuka tonight, I could certainly see Alexa Bliss getting added in there. Nakamura winning would be huge, but I'm not sure. Not sure. Bosley says Gold versus Raw at WrestleMania for the title. What do you mean? Who's Raw? I think Anthony says, I think Raw is bad and it has something to do with Raw being 3 hours. I think it would be much more beneficial if it was 2 hours. I certainly do. Make content you enjoy. Don't do live watch-alongs of Raw. I could never, man. I could never do a Raw watch-along. I don't think. I would probably just die. I would have to it would have to be like a drinking podcast or something where it's like every time something terrible happens, we drink or something. And then by the end of the 3 hours, we'd probably all be dead from alcohol poisoning or something. Chloe says, I don't want Alexa Bliss to win the title because I'm scared Goldberg is going to come for her. Take all the titles, even the women's championships. Big Chicken says, I would love Nakamura, but would others, because he won a Rumble in 2018, and I know some hate when they win twice. Hello, Miguel. How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I have no problem with Nakamura winning, but I think that if I'm booking the shows, I have Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's my WrestleMania match. But I've already told you what I think they're going to do, and I think it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Goldberg in the main event of one of the WrestleManias. There's a couple ways that they could do it, so we'll see. Jeremy says, if it was 2 hours, we would complain that not everyone gets on the show. Raw isn't bad at 3 hours. It's bad for those in the UK because of the time it's on for them. But from 8 to 11, the show isn't bad. I disagree. Those people aren't getting airtime anyways. It's literally, Raw is literally a copy and paste every single week. It's the same people doing some sort of variation of the match that they were doing last week or the week before. So there's tons of people that aren't featured here, and I don't think moving to 2 hours would hurt anything, really. I mean, let me look at the show here. I didn't need a segment of Bobby Lashley stomping Matt Riddle's foot. I didn't need a 15-minute opening promo from Randy Orton. Alexa's Playground was not very good with Asuka on it. I did not need to see Jeff Jarrett anywhere on my TV. Let's see here. The Dirt Sheet didn't do anything for anyone either. Jackson Riker with Elias versus Jeff Hardy for the 40th time didn't do anything for anyone either. So like half of this show was literally just, 95% of the show was filler. Anyways, so just ridiculous. Jake Holden, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you again. Obi James says, who is worse as far as title booking, Gold or Charlotte? I guess it depends on how you look at it. Gold only shows up twice a year and pretty much buries whoever he's working with, and Charlotte does it year round. So I have no idea. Vane says, when MJF says, I am better than you, and you know it, he actually speaks on behalf of AEW. 100%. Could you tell me how Raw actually was? I was working and I missed the show. Miguel, it's a good thing that you missed the show, man, because nothing happened. You missed nothing. I promise you. I saw it first. Says, I can't take this anymore. If I was a casual fan, the channel would be changed. Raw is hot garbage. Yep. I agree. I think we are down. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel with the hardcore fans right now. I think that it's going to be pretty hard for them to get much lower than where they are. But I think most of us are just holding out. We're looking for better shows. We're looking for the content to get better. But who knows, man? Who knows if that's going to happen? Jackson Riker and Jeff Hardy also had another DQ. Yes, they did. Anthony says, look, Keith and Sheamus was not on TV tonight, so WWE could have used other wrestlers. Yes, they could. Yes, they could. Also, I have noticed that Mia Yim hasn't been with Retribution the past 2 weeks as well. It makes Riddle look stupid that he doesn't wear boots. That's always his gimmick, man. I don't think that makes someone look stupid. There's been quite a few people who don't wear boots. Big Chicken says Goldberg 100% winning WWE Championship because he has 2 matches a year, so he will have it on WrestleMania. Yep. That's what I think they're going to do. Goldberg has 2 more matches in his contract, so the nightmare is almost over. Yep, 1 at the Royal Rumble, 1 at WrestleMania. Marcel says, how does Vince look at the show and say it's... Oh, sorry. How does Vince look at the show and say it's such good shit? I don't know, man. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. Jake says Raw is bad. It was awful. 1 good match and 1 good segment in a 3-hour show. That's not good enough. It's really not for 3 hours. That's really not good. Ricochet and AJ was a fantastic match, though. I thought it was great. Unfortunately, we have no idea what's going to become of Ricochet. Probably nothing good. Miguel says, well, good. I'm actually starting to fade away from WWE. They need new matches and storylines. I agree, man. My fiance used to watch it with me every single week, and now she just can't even be bothered. She doesn't even watch NXT. That's how bad Raw and SmackDown have gotten that she just doesn't even care to watch NXT anymore. Big Chicken says, don't worry, Goldberg will do the same thing in 2022. Yes, he will. He has 3 or 4 years? Or is it 2 years? I don't know. He's got 2 matches a year for a couple years. All I know. We're doomed. Marcel, I need to be hired as a writer for WWE. I'll create some actual good shot. Yeah, man. I think anyone could do it. Really, I do. I don't think that they're putting their best foot forward. I don't think that they actually think that their product is good. So we'll see. Vince's new catchphrase, is that good shit? And the answer is no. No, it is not. Hire Tony Khan. There you go. I watch Raws on day 1 and I continue to watch it to support the wrestlers, but it's getting really difficult. It really is, man. It really is. It sucks. Their roster is so good. They have a very talented roster right now. So how they manage to book these shows, it blows my mind. And you would think that if you run a show on week 1 that hits almost all-time lows, right? You're doing 1,600. Your best idea is to almost run back the entirely same show next week with just a little slight variance. Of course you weren't expecting to get out of the hole that you dug yourself in, right? Because certainly that's not how you do it. I don't understand. I don't know why I always wake up thinking Raw is going to be better. I always go into it thinking that it's going to be trash, and it usually is. Jake says Goldberg will beat Drew probably, and I hope not, and I'm a massive fan of Goldberg, but beating young guys is not the way to use them. The only thing I think that we have in our favor right here is that Drew McIntyre, he's like the total package. He's like the total package for a wrestler. He has the looks, he's got the moves, he's got the height, and he's good on the mic. So maybe Goldberg. I said we'll see that, and he'll actually be interested in putting him over. But who knows, man? He's a superhero to the kids. He's a superhero to the kids, and he cannot be losing. Give me a whole yes says, I really want Raw to be great. Good wrestling is great for the entire industry. Yep. I've said that multiple times as well. There's nothing more that I would love to have amazing wrestling all week. If Raw was good, NXT and Dynamite were good, and SmackDown was good every single week, maybe I wouldn't be so fatigued, and maybe I'd check out Impact. But man, after watching Monday Night Raw, I need a break. I need a break. I need my Sundays off, or Tuesdays. Sorry. Also, I wouldn't mind watching Dark sometimes either, but I just feel so fatigued from watching all of this terrible wrestling. And Mondays and Fridays, man, they're usually pretty brutal. Last week was pretty good for SmackDown, and of course NXT and Dynamite pretty much always deliver, so that's good. We always at least have one good day to look forward to, at least one. We should take a shot every time we say Goldberg. I don't have any alcohol in my house. I would have to get some. And then, I would just troll everyone, and I would just be like, Goldberg. We do a Goldberg chant. Oh, God, what? God damn. We do a Goldberg chant. Goldberg. Over and over and over. That's alcohol poisoning, and I'm keeping, so I know. Yeah, I think last Monday, there was like 72 or something. Chloe is the official gold counter. Raw just makes me more excited for Dynamite. Yeah, dude, Wednesdays are so nice. It's a nice cleanse to the palate. Daryl says, did you say superhero to the kids? Half these kids are really just now hearing about Goldberg. Hey, man, his words, not mine. His words, not mine. That's what I heard when he didn't want to put over the Fiend. The whole thing was that he's got to be a superhero for the kids. Got to look good for the kids. The Fiend doesn't really have the body type, I guess, if you will. So I could see Gold being bitchy about that and not wanting to put him over, but he is the Fiend. He's a creepy serial killer clown thing from another dimension or whatever. So like, you should be able to put him over. Doesn't matter what he looks like. And I don't think any of that stuff matters in wrestling. Like, to me, I don't care if a guy is 120 pounds. I don't care if a guy is 400 pounds. I don't care if he's 4 feet tall, and I don't care if he's 8 feet tall. If you can work, you can work. I mean, as long as you can work with certain people, of course. None of that stuff bothers me, so I don't understand why that's a thing where it's like, oh, I can't put over the Fiend. He's overweight. Like, bro, who cares? The Fiend is one of the best things that's happened in wrestling in the past year. The Fiend is the best thing that's happened in WWE for a very long time, aside from this new heel Roman Reigns. So, who cares? Like, I don't get it. Alex says Goldberg is a heel, a villain, not a hero. Apparently, the children love him, according to him. Obi James, for the kids, those kids weren't born when Goldberg was in his prime. I know, that's the funny thing. Marcel says the Fiend's matches are trash, but that's the thing. The Fiend's matches don't need to be 7-star Tokyo Dome classics. That's not what he's here for. That's not what he's here for at all. He's here for the storytelling. He's here to be spoopy. And he checks all of those boxes. So he doesn't need to put on those fantastic matches. And I don't think it fits his character. Even if he could, I don't want to see the Fiend doing some sort of front flip out of the ring. I don't want to see him doing any of that. I don't want to see a Canadian destroyer from the Fiend. I just want to see the Fiend being a powerhouse. Just a strong style boy. Just beating everyone up. A brawler, if you will. If you're interested in some good wrestling, you should hang out with us for our Eve show on Wednesday. They are showing a free pay-per-view on YouTube 2.5 hours before AEW, a women's only pay-per-view. Interesting. I might have to check that out. If I'm free 2.5 hours before AEW. I'm trying to think. Wednesday. I have a meeting on Wednesday at 2. So depending on when that ends, I might be able to pop in. I mean, I guess I could pop in at any point anyways, but Fiend vs. Styles was a good story. Would be nice. The Fiend should just wrestle like Bray Wyatt then. The Fiend does a moonsault from a ladder. Yeah, like that doesn't fit. I even hated it when the Fiend came out and pointed at the WrestleMania sign. Like, that doesn't fit the Fiend character to me. The Fiend character should be here for the stories. He should be here to seek revenge. It shouldn't be anything else like that. No one wants to see the Fiend doing moonsaults. No one wants to see the Fiend doing a flip over the top rope onto his opponent. No one wants to see the Fiend get drafted and come out and wear his little Raw or SmackDown t-shirt. No one wants to see the Fiend win the Royal Rumble and point at the WrestleMania sign like a dumbass. You know, like, that does not fit the Fiend. You calling the Fiend's style as strong style is a mockery of strong style in New Japan. I didn't mean exactly like strong style in New Japan. I meant like strong as in like brawler. You should know that. Cool, man. Don't like to self-promote, but Eve is really great. We've been really enjoying it as a different type of show to watch on the channel. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I will have to see. The Fiend should burn the WrestleMania sign. That is the Fiend. The Fiend unmasks. Oh my, could it be? It is Vince McMahon. It was me all along.
It was me all along, everyone. I am the Fiend. I am Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I am the higher power. You plebs.
No thanks. He ain't even a brawler. He wears a fire. He makes fire appear. I mean, it's just not for you, apparently. And that's understandable. That's understandable. It's not for you. Not everyone likes the Firefly Funhouse matches. Not everyone likes that weird shit, but I mean, it is what it is. The Fiend should be one of those stripper dancers on Raw Underground. There you go. Oh man, thank God that show is, or that shit is gone. Raw Underground is terrible. Jable says, I just joined back into this. I am scared, but that's probably the best promo I heard in a while. I mean that it's natural to not to like and not like certain things. So people not liking the Fiend, I completely understand. Not everyone likes the magical stuff, the weird transformation stuff, the spoopy stuff. I get it, but he is one of the hottest acts that they have right now. So AOW, if you were to bring back a wrestler so WWE can have good ratings, who would it be? Andrade. Marcel says, apparently Raw Underground is making a comeback after Mania, according to rumors. By who? That would be the worst thing in the world. The absolute worst thing in the world. So he says the Fiend comes out with a Raw or SmackDown stamp on his mask. Oh, God. Nova says, so this week's ratings for wrestling overall are going to be bad. Raw was shit. NXT and AEW have to compete with America being America, and SmackDown might suffer from the same. Yeah, dude, this week might not be great. Starting, what, from tomorrow? Tomorrow? There's a lot of stuff that's supposed to go down in America because it's America. So, yeah, I would expect NXT and Dynamite to just be crushed. Absolutely crushed. You said WrestleVotes? Man, I don't know if WrestleVotes would post something and then delete it. I don't know about that. I would call maybe someone's making some fake stuff going on. That would be my call. It also says, I love the Fiend's entrance, but it makes no sense for him to ever lose, and was never a fan of the Mr. Rogers crap, but I like it. I like all of it. I think that they kind of ran it into the ground. I think that they really relied on it too much, and they never really changed it. They just did the same thing over and over and over and over again every single week. So I can definitely see how people get tired of it, especially if it wasn't for them. I personally, I like it. I like this kind of stuff. It's what brought me back to wrestling, the broken gimmick. A lot of people hate the broken gimmick. The broken universe is one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'd rather see Raw Underground than the Foot Clan. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Chloe says, I can't wait to see no filter Abby. Oh my God. That was funny. Seeing Abby just like curse on the show, that was great. Raphael says, Underground could have had potential if it had stories running through it. If some bad type of championships or leaderboards or something might be unpopular, but that's just me. Still hated it. I personally don't think it works on the show. I could see it maybe being like a match stipulation or something like that, but having it be like a show on a show, I really don't think that it works. It just doesn't fit in with anything. And look at what they did with it. They tried to make that Daba Kato guy popular. They tried to make Arturo Rujas popular. I feel like there was someone else in there. All of those guys were a part of the draft and have been seen since. Arturo Rujas was on NXT, even though he was drafted to like Raw, and he was there once but never seen again. So it just didn't work. Give me a whole yes. I loved the Hardy stuff, but again, can't understand why people didn't enjoy it. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. It's corny. It's cheesy. It's really like cringy a lot for the most part, but I just really like it. There's just something super appealing about it to me. It's kind of fun. Like it's not so serious. It's more of a just kind of sit back and enjoy it. There's stories involved. There's just fun stuff involved. So I've always liked it. So I don't mind the Fiend stuff either. I think it fits. J Wolf says, I didn't like the broken gimmick, like the Firefly Funhouse matches though, just not the Mr. Rogers Kid show. Fair enough. At shows like this, when talking about Roblox and tacos is the only acceptable topic of conversation. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you haven't had a burrito taco yet, go get one. Okay. Jake Holden says, I hate the Hardy stuff. Fair enough. Fair enough, man. Chloe says, are you talking about the mower of lawns, Matt Hardy, the golden era of Raw? I'm talking about the Impact Broken Universe Matt Hardy before that stuff. But yeah, I liked the Woken stuff too. It was all right. I was very, very, very excited about that. If Alexa Bliss wins the Royal Rumble, I won't be surprised, even though I prefer Bianca Belair. I prefer Bianca Belair as well. I think Belair and Sasha Banks at WrestleMania is the match. But I could certainly see Alexa Bliss winning it. And I mean, if we're going by WWE rules here, she just beat the Raw Women's Champion. So I'm assuming she'll probably have some sort of Raw Women's Championship match anyway. She doesn't really need to win the Royal Rumble to get that. Marcel says Tamatanga is doing a shoot thing on his Twitch about the Bootleg Club being Kenny's group. Yes, I saw that. I watched the video. I might tune into that sometime tomorrow. I think it's all work. If I'm being honest. I was expecting the Hardy Boys and Bray Wyatt to form a broken stable back then. That would be really cool. J Wolf says, did you like Ethan Page versus the Karate Man? I missed your Impact review. Yes, I enjoyed it. It was stupid, funny, and fun. It was good. It was like a couple minutes long. It was exactly what I thought it would be. I liked it. I don't think everything needs to be so serious. And if you have these people or these characters who have established themselves as being fun and being comedic and stuff, I think it works. This does not work when you use someone like The Undertaker, let's say. I had a lot of complaints for the whole Street Profits and Viking Raiders thing. It just didn't make any sense. The Viking Raiders beat people up for 16 weeks. They squashed people for literally like 16 weeks. And then all of a sudden they were eating turkey legs and doing comedy stuff. It just didn't fit. Destination Gaming says the Fiend coming back looking like Michael Myers or Jason would be awesome because it goes along with the story of what Randy did. Yeah, I'm hoping that he's the Fiend, but some sort of burnt version of him. That'd be awesome. Jaden says that pizza you posted on your story looked great. Yes, it was a carne asada pizza. It was super good. Super good. It was hotter than hell, though. Hotter than hell. I believe that Bliss could win the Rumble with that rumored ending. Yeah, I agree with Chloe. I think that rumored ending was for Lana, and since Lana isn't here, maybe that's not going to happen. Don't think that's going to happen. Jarrett says, anytime I see Ricochet lose, I lose more faith in WWE. Same with Cesaro and Nakamura. Hey, Cesaro and Nakamura both won matches last week on SmackDown. It was good. It was good. J Wolf says, it was funny. I get how you like it, but I don't know. It's just a bit much for me. It was a good length, though, and I'm glad it was short. Yeah, I mean, if it was like 15 minutes long, I think it would have been too much, but I watched he posted a little video on his Twitter or maybe his YouTube or something, but it was him, Ethan Page, or vlogger Julian, Ethan Page, and then Karate Man. They were fighting like a giant swoggle that was taking over the town. So it was almost exactly like that. So that's what I figured it would be, and that maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because I knew what was going on. Got like in spicy or hot like in heat? Spicy. Yeah, it was spicy. I had like jalapenos all over it. It's hot as hell. Could you tell us your dream match and how you would make the storyline for it? I don't know. I don't really sit and think about things like that, to be honest. I don't know I mean, I would have lots of dream matches, but I'm not sure. Do you think Nakamura will get a push at some point in time? To be honest, Nakamura needs a push, but I don't trust WWE and their creative decisions. It seems like he's getting one right now. We'll see. We'll have to see how this continues and see where it goes. Who knows? Maybe he'll win the Royal Rumble. Maybe he'll win the Elimination Chamber. Lots of stuff up in the air. What's your thoughts on having a Cesaro versus Nakamura best of 7 series whenever they start feuding if they do? I'm assuming that they're going to have a feud win probably pretty soon. I'm assuming that's what's going to tie them up and tie them out of the Universal Championship scene. I don't think either one of them belongs there at the moment. So I'm assuming that's where they'll feud. I would assume that Nakamura gets the W in that feud, but we'll see. Why are they breaking up the Hurt Business? I'm not sure if they are. I'm not sure if this is just a rough patch in the road or what, but hopefully they don't, because they are one of the best things about the show. I'd love to see a face Nakamura versus a heel Cesaro feud with the winner taking on Roman and beating him. I'd be totally down for that. Daniel Bryan has joined the creative team, and he losing to Cesaro was his idea. That's why I love Daniel Bryan. I say it so many times. Daniel Bryan is one of the greatest ever. I love Daniel Bryan so much. AOW, what is your favorite wrestling match? Mine's has been Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy at TLC. I don't know. It would probably be some sort of like older match when I was a kid. I really liked like The Rock and Stone Cold. Like the hype for the shows back then was so much different, man. So much different. It was crazy back then. Cesaro Nakamura match would definitely blow the roof off of WWE, especially if WWE gives them time instead of ridiculous things like disqualification. Yeah, they're just gonna be like, hey, Shinsuke and Cesaro, you got 4.5 minutes. And then Jackson Ryker's gonna come out. He's not even on the show, but he's gonna come out and beat you guys up. Because that's just, that's just how we do it here, and that is just
such good shit.
So that's what I would expect out of that. AJ vs. Daniel Bryan on TLC 2018 was damn good. We've seen quite a bit of really good WWE matches. I really liked Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. I thought that was fantastic. That was a good one. My favorite match was Walter vs. Bate at TakeOver Cardiff. I haven't seen that one. I need to watch it. But I did watch Walter and... why can't I think of who that... Ilja Dragunov? Shinsuke challenges Cesaro to a surfing contest. There you go. Now that's some good shit right there. That is some good shit. All right, how about we talk about this show? How about we talk about this show for a little bit? It's only been an hour and 10 minutes. Let's do a quick rundown of this show here. So we already talked about the beginning part of Randy Orton and his promo. Next up, we saw Lacey Evans say that she's learning from the dirtiest player in the game. So this Ric Flair, Lacey Evans, and Charlotte Flair thing is not going anywhere. This is something we're going to have to deal with for quite a while, unfortunately. I don't know what this leads to. Does this lead to Lacey and Peyton versus Charlotte and Asuka down the line for the titles? I don't know. Is this going to help propel Lacey Evans over Charlotte Flair? Is that what this is going to be used for? I don't know. I don't find this interesting whatsoever. I have no interest in seeing Ric Flair on my TV, especially in a love angle with Lacey Evans. Why he's playing her sugar daddy, I have no idea. I guess they just need some legends. for all time, I guess. All the time. I have no idea. Obi James says Rick the sugar daddy with Lacey the sugar baby. Yep. Pretty much sums it up right there. How thoughtful of WWE to give me a washroom break right after the show starts. I know, right? So generous. The first 30 minutes of the show was just nothing. Literally nothing. What happened to the Riot Squad being title contenders? I don't think they've ever been labeled title contenders yet, have they? I'm assuming that they're the next WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That would be my guess. I think that's probably the best move to make. But who knows? It sounds like they're going to have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax run back a tag team match at the Royal Rumble. So, I don't know. For your face reveal, you should get a nice camera that WWE used tonight. Yeah, dude, those 8K cameras are probably like $35,000. How much is an 8K camera? 8K cameras in 2020. How much is an 8K camera? $79,500. So if any of you would be so generous to donate a small $80,000, that'd be fantastic. We'll get that 8K quality up in here. But I am going to buy a nice camera. It's going to be like about $1,000, I think. It's going to be, I think it's actually like $800. It's the Sony mirrorless. So it's very high quality, very high quality. I'm not going to skimp out and do like shitty resolution for anything. They're only giving Lacey Evans something to do, but they know this feud ain't going nowhere, especially with Ric Flair. I think that they thought maybe just adding in Ric Flair would help it, but I think most of us are at the point, like the actual wrestling fans that tune into these shows that aren't the casuals that are probably already tuned out long ago because these shows are garbage. This isn't what we want to see. Like, this isn't the type of content. Why can't they just wrestle? Of course, you can have your sports entertainment, but like at the end of the day, this is a wrestling show. So come on. They said the Riot Squad was sending a message to the tag division when they were against Tamina and Natty. Yeah, it seems like they don't really know what they're doing with the tag division. And that goes for all tag divisions. Daryl says, is Kofi Kingston injured or something? Yes, he has a broken jaw. He has a broken jaw currently. And I believe it is from a knee strike from Cedric Alexander. We can use our Walk for Elias money since he doesn't need a TV anymore for your camera. There we go. Although I think we still need to get him a WWE Network subscription because that man's a little off his rocker. When was Xavier Woods' last winning match? Ever since the New Day broke up. I don't know. I can look at Xavier Woods' record. Let's take a look. Xavier Woods. Okay, so Xavier Woods was defeated by T-Bar on January 11th. Xavier Woods and Kofi defeated The Miz and John Morrison on January 4th. On November 23rd, The New Day defeated The Hurt Business. So he's won a couple times. Singles though, I don't even know. I don't even know. I'd have to scroll for forever. This is a house show. Xavier Woods beats Elias on July 15th, 2019, by the way. So it's been a while. It's been a while. Obi James says Xavier versus Slapnuts next week. Yep, 100%. 100%. Who's left? After that, it'll be Mustafa Ali. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna see them ride that out. That's for sure. I saw someone say about Fiend haters. Well, you never complained about the Undertaker. Well, yeah, Undertaker wrestled normally, unlike a no-selling Fiend. I'm sure the Undertaker no-sold a lot in his early days. His very early days. Miguel says, well, good night. Y'all got to work in the morning, then school, then work again. Thank you for a good show. Thank you, Miguel, for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully I will see you Wednesday for the Wednesday Night Wars post show. It's sad, and since Kofi is injured, you can't just let Woods be a single start. You got to make him job to Dollar Store Bane. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why Xavier Woods can't just be a singles person. Xavier Woods is fantastic. I think that he has so much potential in him. He really does. He really does. Xavier Woods should have a United States Championship reign, in my opinion. And if they do bring back King of the Ring, he should absolutely win that. Xavier Woods is so underrated to me. Like, of course, everyone loves him for the New Day and everyone loves him for their tag team stuff. But as a singles competitor, he's just as good. Very impressive. This man can do it all, man. He's got his own YouTube channel that's huge. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's fantastic on the mic. He's hosting stuff for G4. Like, this dude is just literally all over the place. He's got a podcast with the rest of the New Day. How he has time to manage his life blows my mind. I have no idea how he does it. Destination says, Ali versus Xavier Woods at the pre-show for the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I could see that happening. I just don't understand why WWE doesn't just make one main roster. The guys that don't get used because of the combination could go to NXT to make that roster more competitive. I don't think that getting rid of the brand split would help. I don't think that would help at all, because then they're just going to feature the same people over and over and over. Flash has got to drop it here. See you on Wednesday. Good night to you all and all the good brothers in chat. Thank you, man, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Always good to see you here. I will see you Wednesday. Have a good night. I knew that page comment was coming. I'm a big fan of Xavier Woods, and I absolutely love the passion of his work in wrestling. By the way, I would love to be on his channel, Up, Up, Down, Down. Yeah, that'd be great. Impact had its tapings the last few days, and apparently some AEW guys were on it. Interesting. So get ready for more AEW Invasion of Impact. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'll have to look into that when the stream is over here. Next up, we had Alexa's Playground with special guest Asuka. I don't really understand what was going on here. I don't think Asuka is the right person to have on your talk show. But as always, I find Asuka very entertaining. I loved the whole Yowie Wowie thing and the dancing. That was good. But very interesting that Asuka is just getting involved in all of this. It just leads me to believe that Alexa Bliss is going to be the next Raw Women's Champion, which kind of throws a huge wrench in my gears here for the plans that I had thought of what was going down for the Royal Rumble. I certainly don't think, especially after seeing what happened tonight, I don't think that Alexa Bliss should be losing to Asuka. So, I don't know. FQ, I have no clue what you're saying, man. I have no clue what you're saying. What is Xavier Woods' finisher? I have no idea. I have no idea. Chloe says Alexa should have wrestled Mia Yim. So I have a feeling that she's not with Retribution anymore. Does she still have the Reckoning WWE Twitter? Count doesn't exist. Is it WWE Reckoning? Oh, it doesn't. No way. Was she just Reckoning? Oh, she was. She's Reckoning Retribution. Never mind. I was like, oh, cool. Her account was deleted. No, she's still posting. She's still posting. So I guess she is still part of Retribution. That's unfortunate. She got her Twitter back. Oh, was it? It was gone? She didn't have her Twitter? She got hacked or something? Destination says, if AEW helped bring in some fans, I swear I would watch Impact Wrestling, but it's a ghost town over there, so I'm good. Even though I love to see Sam and Callahan and Moose in the ring. I've been very impressed with Moose. Very impressed with Moose. Very, very impressed. I think that guy, I know he's had quite the history, but I could see that guy being a superstar somewhere else. I really could. Okay, where are we at? Oh, yes. The moment you've all been waiting for. To know Jeff Jarrett's thoughts on the match at the Royal Rumble between WWE Champion Drew McIntyre and Gold. I know you were dying to know. Jeff Jarrett thinks that Gold is going to dethrone Drew McIntyre and become the new WWE champion. And I'm not gonna lie, I agree. Unfortunately, I think that is what the plan is. If you didn't catch my little snippet that I posted on Instagram and Twitter yesterday, that was from the SmackDown post show. Essentially, what I think is going to happen here is that Goldberg is going to defeat Drew McIntyre and become the WWE champion at the Royal Rumble. And then I think we're going to see something happen here where either Goldberg himself will maybe enter the Rumble, Roman Reigns will enter the Rumble, or Jey Uso will actually win it. And if Jey Uso wins it, maybe he gives the match to Roman Reigns. Somehow, some way, I feel like we're getting last year's match, and it's going to be Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus WWE Champion Goldberg at WrestleMania in the main event, probably on night 2, winner take all. I think this for multiple reasons. One, because it was already supposed to happen last year, and Roman Reigns was supposed to take the Universal Championship off of Goldberg there. That didn't happen because of the pandemic, and Roman Reigns didn't want to come to work because of it due to health things in his family. So I think they're going to run it back. I think that they want it. Vince McMahon loves it. He's already sweating. He's already sweating right now with just me talking about it. He knows, he can sense it. Second of all, on SmackDown, the very beginning of the show, Jey Uso opened up the show and said that this wasn't Friday Night SmackDown. Rather, this was the Bloodline show. And he said that SmackDown wasn't enough for the tribal chief, for the head of the table, for the Bloodline. They want to go on Raw too. So, how do you have someone float? Well, you have them win their world championship. That's how I think it's done. Now, will they unify them? Probably not. But Jimmy Uso is supposed to be returning very soon as well. Anytime now, Jimmy Uso could be back. So, what better way for WWE to try to, quote, get their ratings up than having Roman Reigns be a dual champ with dual tag team champions, Jimmy and Jey Uso, forming the heel bloodline, running both of the shows. I think it works. I think how they would lose them, I have no idea. But the tag team division is absolute garbage. People have been wanting those titles to be unified and defended on both shows for quite a while. So I think it could work. They Call Me Nova says, but when does Roman lose and get what he deserves according to that storyline? I'm not sure, but I have Daniel Bryan being the one to dethrone him. Marcel says, apparently, according to Sportskeeda Wrestling, Drew is retaining the title because Vince thinks it will propel Drew, which is very possible. It's very possible. I could see it happening, but I also kind of see the other thing happening. I guess you could just kind of still have it work, although I'm not sure how many people will be happy about that, but you could have Drew McIntyre defeat Goldberg at the Royal Rumble and retain his WWE Championship. And then you could just have Goldberg come on over to SmackDown and challenge Roman Reigns. Just run back the same old thing. And just have this time it would be the complete opposite. Roman Reigns would be defending his Universal Championship against Goldberg rather than Goldberg defending his Universal Championship. Obviously, Roman Reigns would be the winner in that. Goldberg has two matches a year, so they might as well get him out of the way right here. Who knows? I guess we'll have an even better picture of what WrestleMania will look like when the Royal Rumble is ended. So we'll see. It's scary, but I am personally gearing myself up to see Goldberg as the WWE champion. I think it's what they're going to do. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. I really would. So please, please let me be wrong. When we see Goldberg against Roman Reigns, Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? That's what I'm saying. I think maybe one of them will enter. Maybe Jey Uso will win. Maybe something weird will happen. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a triple threat. There were talks of having, one of the early talks from WrestleVotes was a triple threat match, which would be Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, and Keith Lee for the WWE Championship. So, King D says, AOW, have you changed your Royal Rumble winner picks? No, I have not. I still have Daniel Bryan as men's and Bianca Belair as the women's. Those are my picks. Daryl says, fuck Goldberg. Yes, my friend. Yes. Ray says, man, I want Matt Hardy back on Impact with this partnership. That would be good. FQ says, why is Karrion Kross not the NXT champion by now? Finn Balor title reign is so boring. I think Finn Balor's title reign has been fantastic, personally. This is some of the best work that we've seen him do in WWE, so I like it. His matches with Kyle O'Reilly have been great. Karrion Kross is going to get his. He's going to get his. It just takes some time. Take some time. You know, what's going to happen with Finn Balor when this is done? AJ Styles wants to form a tag team with him, so maybe they'll do that, but that means he's got to go to Raw or SmackDown. Raw in this case. And he wanted to leave. He wanted to go to NXT, so who knows, man? I love Finn right now. I just want him to wrestle more. See, that's why I think that I like that he doesn't wrestle more. I wish that they would do that with Drew. NXT does this very well. Or they used to do it very well, at least. These people that are world champions, they feel their star power. You get that from them. You know, you get that big fight feel, right? So tuning into NXT and seeing Finn Balor fight every single week, I think devalues him. Having him in promos, stuff like that, I think is the proper way to do it. Just having him kind of be there, maybe in even just segments. It doesn't even need to have to come out and do a promo. And then when you have those world championship matches on their pay-per-views, they just feel so much better. Imagine how much better Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre would have been had they not fought 15 times on Raw. Like, you already got these matches. I think Drew McIntyre would be so much better if he wasn't on Raw every single week wrestling. And I also think his entrance would be so much cooler if he didn't have the cool gimmicked up entrance every single week. I don't think that Drew McIntyre should be wearing the kilt. I don't think Drew McIntyre should come out with the sword. That should be a pay-per-view type thing. That's how you kind of separate those big moments. That's how you make the pay-per-views feel bigger, because right now the pay-per-views usually don't feel bigger. They're in the same arenas. Nothing changes about the stage or the ramp or anything. It's all the same stuff. We see the matches play out 4, 5, 6, 7 times before the pay-per-view even happens. So it's just kind of a way to differentiate things like that. Marcel says Omega versus Hangman feels special because they only wrestled once and probably won't again until 2022. That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Space them out, make things feel big, make things feel more special. Absolutely. Completely agree with that. Jake says, I hope they do something special with the Rumble stage. I hope they do too, man. I hope they do. I really miss seeing the unique pay-per-view stages. I really wish they'd do that. Everything is just so generic now. Like, everything's just a giant LED board. Hopefully with WrestleMania, Kevin Owens posted a picture of the ship that he wants to jump off of. So hopefully they have an actual set again for that. There's going to be fans in attendance for WrestleMania. So that's exciting. That's very exciting. FQ says, I don't think Roman Reigns will drop the Universal Championship this year or next year because he's Vince's biche. I could see Roman Reigns losing the Universal Championship this year. I think it'd be very, very difficult for him to hold it and go on that long. Who knows, though? I don't know who it could be. Shinsuke could probably maybe get up there. I don't think he's ready yet. And in the current state, it's going to be hard to knock off Roman Reigns because he's just so good right now. The only person that I think that could do it is Daniel Bryan. And I'm not sure that Daniel Bryan wants to be full-time anymore. He wants to go part-time, so I'm not sure how invested he is. I'm not sure how long of a WWE championship reign he'd have. Maybe he wins it from Roman Reigns, has a short little title run to pass it off to Shinsuke. Maybe. I don't know. Vanch says, I think Roman will be champion until next year. He could. I guess we'll just have to see. Because, I mean, if he wins double championships, you know, I'm always a fan of bigger reigns. So the longer the reigns, the happier I am. So we'll see as long as they can keep it up. Daryl says, have you been able to get in the Thunderdome? Because I have tried and failed so many times. I've never tried. My fiance is a part of the fan council for WWE. And we got the like beta access to it. So I was on like the very first trial run where they were just kind of testing it out. But other than that, I haven't dealt with it. I have no interest in it. It's hard enough for me to watch the show, let alone be a part of it. I mean, hell, even when the shows were going on still and people were, this was prior to the pandemic, Raw came here and SmackDown came here and we skipped them both. I had no interest. Like, I didn't even want to watch them on TV for free, let alone pay a couple $100 to go to them. So, well, when you have your roster so bland, part-timers are the only thing saving you. Yeah, I guess. Roberto says, what surprise entrance could you see at the Rumble? I feel like the only surprise one would be The Fiend and maybe Edge. My two are the Edge and Carlito. Everyone loves Carlito, so I can see him being a special surprise. Everyone was so bummed to not see him at Legends Night. If Sasha can get a long reign, anything in WWE is possible with championships. I think Sasha Banks holding the title till WrestleMania and then dropping it to Bianca Belair would be my dream situation. That's how I book it, personally. Leroy says, Randy Orton looks like he joined the Dark Order. Yeah, he kind of does. Kind of does. I see Rollins being a Rumble match surprise. I could definitely see that. No, I have not seen the Carlito Hall of Fame yet. I need to watch it. I always forget about these things off of stream, so I'll have to remember sometime. I'll have to write it down somewhere. Do you think Bayley versus Sasha would be better for Mania? No, I don't. I think it's Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Cena maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Who do you think will dethrone Walter? I have no idea. I don't watch NXT UK really. Sasha needs at least one WrestleMania victory because she lost all of the matches she was in. That's crazy. FQ, man, I can see your questions. I can see him, man. If Triple H and Seth Rollins will be in the Rumble together, then it will be great. Maybe. AJ Styles wants to face Edge at WrestleMania, and if he can't have Edge, he wants to face off against Triple H. So those could be some interesting matches there. What is Hall of Fame? A network thing? The WWE Hall of Fame is just a special that they do on the network. Rampage Brown will dethrone Walter. Man, how long has Walter been champion? Oh God. My mouse is all. How long has Walter been NXT UK champion? 700 days? Really? That's crazy. That's insane, man. Now that's a championship reign right there. That's awesome. What's your opponent for The Fiend at Mania? I still don't know what they will do. Probably Randy Orton, if I had to guess. AJ versus Triple H and AJ versus Edge are undeniable WrestleMania caliber matches. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I would love to see AJ versus Edge. And I mean, AJ and Triple H is good too, but Edge, since he's very limited, you know, I would love to see AJ Styles versus Edge. There's a couple people that I think should have some matches with Edge right now. I'm surprised you didn't use Randy's face as the thumbnail for the post show. I forgot to change it, so I scrambled and just used the ending. I saw Sasha Banks' WrestleMania record. She is 0-5 at WrestleMania this year. It'll be 1-6. 1-5, you mean? Yes, 1-5. Rollins win the Rumble, him and Roman at Mania. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of nervous, to be honest, to see what they do. All right, where are we at here? Okay, so after the great Jeff Jarrett tells us what we've been dying to know, we needed to know his opinion on the match between Drew McIntyre and Goldberg at the Royal Rumble. Obi James, I'm heading out. See you on Wednesday. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you have a great rest of your night, and I will see you on Wednesday. Marcel says Goldberg enters the Royal Rumble and wins. I could see it happening. Goldberg or Roman Reigns or Jey Uso, I could see it happening. WWE booking all over. FQ says, I don't think The Fiend will face Randy Orton because Edge will return in the Royal Rumble and Fiend should face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I hope not. I don't think The Fiend needs to be in the WWE Championship picture at all. It hasn't worked out for him well once yet. His reigns have been very subpar. His path to winning them has not been great either. So I think what I would do if I was WWE, I'm assuming this is what Bray Wyatt wants to do. Have him come back. Have him just tell stories. That's what The Fiend is all about. He needs to seek revenge. He needs to tell stories. He doesn't need a championship. The Fiend is what's the right word here? The Fiend has transcended championship gold. There are very few people that have done such things, in my opinion, and I think that The Fiend is one of them. He's one of those people that just does not need it. He doesn't need it. It doesn't benefit him whatsoever. I feel the end game for Roman is for Uso to beat him. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy if Jey Uso was the Universal Champion. Ugh, god damn, tired today. Chloe says The Fiend is a superstar that can be amazing without championships. Yep, I would agree. I think Edge is going after Randy for their third match at Mania, and I think Triple H is returning as WWE's uploading Triple H's awesome returns videos. Oh, great. So maybe we could be seeing Triple H and AJ Styles then. I don't want to see Randy Orton Edge again. We've seen it so many times. Let someone else wrestle Edge. Someone else needs to wrestle him. I don't want to see another Randy Orton and Edge match. Destination says, I'm getting out of here, bro. I'm getting some sleep. Love your channel and keep working hard on your channel. I follow you on IG, which, by the way, is hilarious. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to run through the rest of this here and start wrapping it up. We're getting close to that 2-hour mark here. Who should be the host for this year's WrestleMania? Well, Aleister Black is doing nothing, so why not have Aleister Black do it, right? Why not? Who cares? I don't know. Sadly, I feel like these are the last days of Jey Uso as a singles competitor. Jimmy is coming. Yeah, I think he's coming soon. I think he is. I think he's coming back soon. Jay was in an interview saying that it was anytime soon. Not long ago. So give us your Edge dream matches. Edge and AJ Styles is certainly one. I'm trying to think of like younger people who could go with Edge. Adam Cole versus Edge would probably be a really cool one to see. Seth Rollins and Edge would be good. Edge versus The Fiend. I don't care to see that. Daniel Bryan versus Edge would be a good one. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's tons of them. FQ, any early predictions for this year's SummerSlam? No way, man. No way. I got nothing for you. Way too early for that. Chloe says, I think Bayley is going to host WrestleMania this year. Ding dong, hello. That could be a very good possibility. Could be a possibility. Edge also said he wanted to face Ricochet. Hey, that'd be one hell of a match for Ricochet, man. That'd be cool. Edge versus Roman Reigns, sure. I'd love to see that too. I think that'd be great. Especially in the current form of Roman Reigns, man. That guy is on fire. Watching Edge versus Randy is like watching Brock versus Roman for the millionth time. Yeah, I'm done with Edge and Randy. I'm done. I don't want to see any more of that. It was cool when it happened. The return was great, but it's over. It was what it was. It's time to move on. You only have him for a very limited time, so use him wisely. I don't even think they should have had 2 matches. with Randy and Edge. After Roman Reigns, I want Kevin to go after Sami. Their feud has always been amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. I love Kevin Owens, man. Kevin Owens is so good. So good. Father Rollins versus heel Reigns. That could be a good one. Could be a good one. Maybe he will make his return at the Royal Rumble. We'll just have to see. We're not that far away. So hopefully they have some exciting returns. Hopefully it kind of... I mean, I think I've said it before, but I read somewhere, I can't remember who said it though. I wish I would remember. But someone said that the Royal Rumble was going to be a turning point for WWE. The Royal Rumble, after the Royal Rumble is where they were supposedly going to start focusing on creating better content and fixing their shows. So who knows? Maybe we'll see it. Maybe not. If you don't see it in the first week or two after, all hope is lost, man. All hope is lost. PWR says Raw is dead. Yeah, I would agree with you. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Van Sammy just needs a championship and turn face to be back. Yeah, I want to see the other Sami Zayn. Like, I don't like this whole hokey gimmick thing. It's not for me. I would love to see him sacrifice Jey Uso for the greater good. Oof, that'd be crazy. I feel like a Messiah Seth Rollins and a heel Roman Reigns would be a pretty good one, as long as the correct people were booking it and writing it. Daryl says, do you have a day job? Because you sure do go to sleep late as I work for myself, so I can stay up and go to bed whenever I want. Pretty much, I do social media for a living for myself mostly and for some companies. So it's all kind of more of a scheduled type deal. So at any point I can make content for the week and put it out. Like I usually schedule a week ahead for some stuff and then do some stuff daily as well. So I mean, yesterday I was up till like 5:30 watching a Deathstroke video on HBO Max from the DC animated. It was really good. I rewatched Batman versus Robin with the Court of Owls. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Wally P says they say that every year, probably since 2014, so I'm not getting my hopes up. Yeah, I am never getting my hopes up. Anything WWE. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they say. None of that matters. I will only care when it actually happens. Then I'll get excited. Until then, I don't care. I've been watching for a half hour, but haven't been putting in chat. Oh, all good, man. All good. Almost at 1,000 subs. Yes, we're so close. We're like 50 away. 50 away. Repost the link to your second channel. Okay. Let me grab it here. There you go. Chloe says I'm ready to start doing some custom AOW merch. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to send you that thing. Oops. I'll send that to you here shortly, so you can do that. Yeah, I was gonna make some shirts, but I haven't put it off. I kind of want to make some cool ones. Maybe, I mean, I guess I could just make a basic logo one, but I want to have like some cool shirts, you know, something worth wearing that's really cool. Well, I thought it was like the only one that liked the Court of Owls movie. What? Oh, dude, it was so good. I love the Court of Owls. I like it. I like a lot of the DC animated movies, a lot of them. And I just noticed that there's a shit ton in there that I haven't seen. I haven't seen The Death of Superman, The Reign of Superman. There's another Superman movie in there that I haven't seen. What else? The Deathstroke one, but I watched that. There's a Suicide Squad one that I haven't watched that I want to check out. And I think there's a Wonder Woman one as well. And a Justice League Dark. Or two Justice League Darks. New Frontier is a classic. Yes, that one's good. I went and binge watched like most of those like a couple years ago. I loved those. Have you seen Teen Titans versus Justice League? One of my favorites. Yes, I believe I have seen that. It was good. Evan says this show stunk up the place, man. Yes, it did. It was a brutal show. Brutal show. Daryl says make some hoodies. I'll definitely buy. I've considered. I used to make, well, I didn't used to make clothes, but I've had clothing stores up before with Printful, and that's probably what I'm going to do this time around as well. But like I said, I want to make really cool stuff. I want it to be like really, really cool. I thought about doing like some sort of Messiah Keeper of Truths shirt. I think that'd be pretty cool, but I just want like a really cool design for it. I think that'd be fantastic. So just basic logo on one, and then like a really cool Messiah one. I was thinking kind of like the church glass, like his, but something different in it, of course. I already got some custom AOW shorts. There you go. You should watch Gotham. I want to watch Gotham. Maybe that's what I'll watch next. One of the things that I do that I don't think I've really talked about is that I usually work at night. So after this show, like when I'm done here, I'll start my work, or maybe play some games for a little bit, but I work at night. So when I'm working at my computer, usually I watch things. I just watched 9 seasons of Impractical Jokers. I don't know why. I started watching it and I liked it. I thought it was funny, so I watched all of it. So I need something to watch. Maybe it will be Gotham. I kind of want to go back and watch Mr. Robot as well, but I feel like I have to pay attention to that. I feel like I'd have to pay attention. I really liked that show though. So I have to see. But yeah, I need something to watch that I can kind of like watch, but like also not really have to sit and watch the whole thing to understand what's going on. So I just kind of have it in the background and tune in. Voltron on Netflix was great. I haven't heard of that. I'll have to look. Vange says, hey, how is WandaVision though? I heard mixed reviews. I think we should see a full series first. WandaVision is cool. WandaVision is pretty cool. The first 2 episodes are odd. They're in black and white, and they're very old school, stylish, like I Love Lucy type stuff. But there is some interesting stuff cooking up, and I don't really think this is a big spoiler, but in the second episode, at the end of it, everything comes to color. So I think the third one is probably going to be different. I don't think the whole show is going to be like that. So we'll see. But so far, I think it's fun. I like it. I'm excited to watch the rest of them. Have you watched Death Note? I have not. Have you watched any of the Marvel Netflix shows like Daredevil and Punisher? Yes. I've seen most of them. I haven't seen the 3rd season of Daredevil. I haven't seen the second. I think I've watched half of the 2nd season of Luke Cage. I think I've seen all the Jessica Jones, and I watched the Iron Fist, and I watched the Team Up one, the Defenders. Yeah, I think that's all, right? Yeah. Chloe says, Impractical Joker is my favorite show of all time. It's so good. I can't wait till it comes back in March, but I have no clue how they will have done that in the pandemic with that going on. I have no idea what that show looks like with that. Warrior says, you haven't. Daredevil season 3 is the best. I've heard great things about it. So maybe that's what I'm going to watch. But I think my fiance might want to watch that as well. So I might have to watch that with her. Gotham is one of the best shows that I've seen, and it's not because I'm a DC fan. I've wanted to watch Gotham. I have. I feel like that show won't really need a lot of like watching going on the whole time, because I'm very familiar with Batman and his rivals and stuff like that, his villains. So I think that's something that I could watch and kind of just enjoy in the background and watch every once in a while, like pay attention every once in a while. Assassination Classroom, I haven't heard of that either. Cobra Kai, I've heard great things about that. I haven't seen it yet though. I've been thinking of getting into WandaVision because I love the MCU, but the old school thing is a bit of a turnoff for me. Seems odd and out of place. It certainly is odd, but it's enjoyable. It's good. I liked it. They're not very long. They're like 30 minutes, I think. Definitely worth it. I think the show is about to change as well. And after I watched it, I looked up the like Easter eggs thing, and it's just filled with Easter eggs. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Stranger Things, I have seen all of those. I've seen them all. That's one of the shows that you just watch the whole entire thing the day that it comes out. So I've done that with every season, except the first one, because I was a little bit late to the party on Stranger Things. But all right, back to the show. Yeah, we need to get we need to get back. Black Mirror, if you love the Twilight Zone. I've seen a couple Black Mirrors, but my fiance really likes that show. As a kid that grew up watching old sitcoms, I adore WandaVision for basically being a love letter to those old sitcoms. It's fun. It's pretty fun. It's different for sure, but I think it's fun. I liked it. And even though it's black and white and stuff, it's still entertaining, and I don't know. It's good. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it. I'm not a huge Marvel fanboy. I'm a DC fanboy. I much prefer DC over Marvel, but I do enjoy it, and I've seen all the Marvel stuff as well. So, but I like it. I recommend it. If you like comic book stuff, then I definitely suggest you check it out. How is a live stream talking about Monday Night Raw more entertaining than the actual show? I don't know, man. I don't know. And how we managed to have a 2-hour show every single week, sometimes 3 hours, is crazy too. Like, time just flies by when you're just hanging out and chatting. It's weird. Have you seen Insidious 1 and 2? I think I've seen the first one. That said, Matt says, my theory, VCAM is wanting to fire sale to either China, Disney, or Saudi Arabia. Am I off? I've heard that theory. I've heard the theory of WWE getting bought by Disney. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. Man, what would WWE look like under the ownership of Disney? Pretty interesting. We've also heard that WWE wants to sell their pay-per-views to ESPN Plus or something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But I don't know. It could be a possibility. The thing though that like about it is that you have someone that could take over. Triple H could take over WWE. Vince McMahon doesn't need to be involved, so there's not really a reason to sell it unless he doesn't want to. Chloe says, my favorite DC animated movie is the Suicide Squad movie. It was funny and entertaining. Yes, I liked the Suicide Squad movie. Is that the Assault on Arkham? Assault on Arkham was such a good animated movie. That's what the actual Suicide Squad movie should have been based on, because that movie was
such good shit,
if I do say so. I recommend you watch On My Block if you haven't already. I've never heard of it, but I'll check it out. I want to watch the Griselda movie too. It looks good. Griselda movie. I think it's like $30 though. Like, damn Griselda out here killing me. Okay, where are we at here? We're just gonna pick up right here. Okay. Matt says, back to work. Y'all stay warm tonight. Thank you for tuning in, Matt. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day at work. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up here. I can't remember where we left off. Oh, actually, you know what? Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax invoke their rematch clause. They want to have a rematch for their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And I'm just gonna tell you, this hasn't been around for like 2 or 3 years. This is why they do all these weird hokey things with the championships, because they don't have rematches. You don't get rematches anymore. So apparently that's a thing. I guess they just don't have time or just don't want to actually build towards it. Maybe this isn't actually going to end up happening. I have no idea. And to be honest, I really don't care. I'm ready for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to split up. I'm ready for Shayna Baszler to completely destroy Nia Jax and go on her own. I have not liked this pair from the beginning, and I think Shayna Baszler is very talented. I know that a lot of people aren't always super interested in her. Her style of wrestling isn't for everyone, but I like it, and I think she could be a very, very good dominant women's champion on Raw. think she could very well do that. Imagine if we got like a WWE theme park in Disney World. That'd be sick. Like how they had the WWE City in Scooby-Doo and the WrestleMania Mystery. If you've seen that, I haven't, but my fiance watched those. She loves Scooby-Doo. That'd be really cool though. That'd be really cool. Give me a reason to go back to Disneyland. Chloe says, I thought they were going to split up because it was just the titles keeping them together. You would think. So maybe they'll get their rematch, they'll lose, and then that will pit them against each other. Anthony says, how can Sasha and Bayley get a tag championship rematch after Payback? So usually what they do is they have it set up some way where one person pins the other one so they get a win over the champion so that they get a match. I'm sure they've done rematches in certain instances, but there's a specific time, I can't remember the exact date, but there was a time where they said that these are not a thing anymore. Not a thing anymore. And they shouldn't be a thing, to be honest, because it's just a lazy way to keep a feud going. I guess if the alternative is seeing the same matches over and over and over again, I would much prefer that they just bring back the rematch clause, because then we don't have to sit here and watch the champions lose. Your champions should not be looking at the lights on normal TV. If they do, it should be a very rare moment to propel someone up a little bit, but they should never be pinned as much as they are. And something that drives me nuts is that champions should always come out last. Even in non-title matches, your champion should be the last entrant into the match. That's just my opinion. Chloe says Shayna eliminates Nia in the Royal Rumble, confirmed. Yes, or maybe another Elimination Chamber if they do that again. Last year, Shayna Baszler completely dominated the women's Elimination Chamber. She eliminated every single person, I think, if I remember correctly. So maybe they'll do that again. Raphael says it really sucks what they're doing with Shayna. Like a feud between her and Asuka for the title would have been great if Shayna was still booked like a killer she was in NXT. Yeah, I don't know why they ever slowed her momentum down. She was just like biting Becky Lynch's neck for some reason, drawing blood everywhere. Yeah, I hate when the champion comes out first and the challenger last. Yeah, champions should come out last. Like it should be a big deal. It's just one of those little nitpicky things that I have, but it is what it is. Warrior says Shayna went from dominating the chamber to being pinned by Lana and Dana Brooke. Yep. I almost said Lana and Donna. God damn. Next up, we have the best match of the night and probably the only thing really worth watching. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. This match happened because Ricochet tried to declare himself for the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble, and everyone's favorite, not so favorite authority figure Adam Pearce said, nah bro, if you want to be in the Royal Rumble, you have to earn your spot. And naturally, the only way to earn your spot in the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble is to take on the GOAT, the Dream Killer, AJ Styles. How unfortunate. Very unfortunate for all of these people who Adam Pearce, I guess, deems not worthy of being in the Royal Rumble. How is having to earn your Royal Rumble spot by going up against one of the best wrestlers in the entire world is pretty brutal. I don't think that's very fair to qualify for that. That Styles Clash was definitely top 3 behind the ones on Ibushi and Rollins. AJ Dream Killer Styles. Yes, that is his new name. He has killed the dreams of Ricochet and Drew Gulak in the past 2 weeks. Who knows? Maybe he will crush someone else's dreams next week. Or maybe they'll do a Drew Gulak and Ricochet last chance match. Last chance. This match was fantastic. This is the kind of stuff that I tune in to see. This was high quality content. Always good to see Ricochet doing well on my screen as well. Here, Ricochet being able to go toe to toe with AJ Styles for about 10 minutes or so. Not a bad look. Not a bad look. As I just said, AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's one of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots, if you ask me. So a loss against him isn't the end of the world. We all know that the finish to this match was absolutely incredible as well. I'm sure someone has a video of it somewhere online on Twitter, or WWE probably has it actually. And if not, it's probably on their YouTube page, but it was fantastic. This was the highlight of the show. This is the only thing worth watching if you want to watch a wrestling match. I like it. I like it a lot. Chloe says, I hope the backflip German suplex from Ricochet again. Yeah, that was good. I like that. That's very, very cool. Very cool. I really want to see Omos, be in a match and see what he's made of. Yeah, maybe we'll see that soon. Maybe we will see. Remember when AJ Styles broke Yoshitatsu's neck from a botched Styles Clash? I do not. AJ Styles, like the only guy on Raw besides maybe Keith Lee who's built up enough to possibly win the Rumble. Yeah, I mean, that's their problem. That is, in fact, the reason why Vince McMahon brought in Gold, by the way. They feel like no one else can make it. No one else can handle. No one else can hang with Drew McIntyre. And this is something that I posted on Twitter. Let me get the exact words here. You could probably word this better. Someone probably can. But I put, the way the WWE books their shows is just so odd. No one is allowed to look weak. Everyone must remain strong. Most things are even 50-50 booked. No one gets over. Everyone is mostly just mushed together in some void of boringness. That pretty much sums up everyone on the roster. All of these hokey finishes, all of these distractions, disqualifications, these roll-ups, all of this crap, it leads to this. You know, you have people attacking people before the matches to get advantage for the win. You have people losing and then getting up and beating up the person to look strong. No one's a loser anymore, technically, and everyone has to remain strong at all times. Clean finishes. We need clean finishes. We need to stop having 50-50 booked matches. It just doesn't make sense. No one gets over. No one benefits from anything. It's all just mushed together, and it all leads us nowhere. Chloe says, we're at 52. How about let's make that 53 with a little bit of Goldberg. AJ Dream Killer Styles versus Goldberg. There we go. Manish says, I smell Goldberg versus Lesnar at WrestleMania if he wins at the Royal Rumble. I personally smell Goldberg versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, winner take all. That's what I'm going with. If it's not that, I personally prefer Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan. That is my match. That is my match. That's how I would book that show right there. Next up after this, we had a special episode of The Dirt Sheet featuring special guests Goldberg and Drew McIntyre. Big psych though. It wasn't actually Goldberg. It was Gilberg. Not Goldberg, but Gilberg. I laughed really hard when I saw Gilberg enter. And then I said, man, I didn't think this show could get any worse. And then it did. Then it did. It certainly did. It got much, much worse with that. And then, of course, Drew McIntyre's music hit. And I was like, oh, God, okay, they're going to have... Well, first of all, I guess I completely forgot that Drew McIntyre was in quarantine, because I was like, damn, they're going to have Drew McIntyre come out here and face up against Gilberg. And then I look over and I see someone dressed up as Drew McIntyre. And I was like, man, this guy looks familiar. I don't know who he is. He looks familiar. He looks like the guy from Numbers. He looks like the guy from New Girl. I can't I can't put a name on it. I don't know, but he looks very familiar. Whoever was playing Drew McIntyre tonight. Then I was like, man, all of this stuff is just trash. Like, I have no interest in it. I got on Twitter, and then I saw an amazing tweet from Shotzi Blackheart where she said, "Is this Drew McIntyre?" And I was like, this is incredible. I was ashamed of myself for not thinking about that. Man, I wish I would have been the one to come up with the Drew McIntyre thing. That would have been great. That was a good laugh. That made that segment at least somewhat worth it. What can I say though? This dirt sheet, like most dirt sheets, did absolutely nothing for anyone. The Miz says that he's going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase once again. And this time he's going to become WWE champion. The landscape of WWE with The Miz as WWE champion is terrible. Chloe says, Shotzi calling him Drew McIntyre was better than the whole 3 hours of Raw. I completely agree. I completely agree. Anthony says, I'd rather see Goldberg win the WWE championship than The Miz win it. Man, you know what? I hate to say it, but I probably agree with you. Ryan says, it's 6 a.m. here, so I should probably really get going. I will make sure to watch the next post show. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate it. No worries, man. We're going to be wrapping this up here very soon. I usually like to keep it around 2 hours, so we'll wrap this up very soon. But thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I will see you on Wednesday. Miz just doesn't fit anywhere in the title picture. The briefcase at this point is just a detriment to their stuff with Drew. It really is. Drew McIntyre is not scared of The Miz and John Morrison. He beat them in a handicap match. He basically squashed them in a handicap match. So what does he have to worry about? This whole entire thing with the Money in the Bank briefcase has just been dragged through the mud. It hasn't even been dragged through the mud. It's been dragged through a pile of elephant shit this year, and it's not going to recover. The Miz has been booked terribly. John Morrison has been booked terribly. These guys are nothing more than they're at this point they're just good for children's segments. That's about it. That's all I get from them right now. They're good to be childhood humor. That's what they're good for, and they're good for looking at the lights right about now. Obviously that can change at any moment. Booking predetermined, so they could look much, much better. I mean, The Miz is off of losing to Grand Metalik in a minute, 2 minutes. So, like, you're going to tell me this man's is going to lose to he's going to get squashed by Grand Metalik and then become WWE champion from someone who has had a fantastic 2021. Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble and then going to WrestleMania to defeat Brock Lesnar to become WWE champion was fantastic. Drew McIntyre had an incredible 2020 with the WWE championship, and he's doing just fine now. He's perfect. One of the highlights of Raw. So I think they're in a real pickle right now. Their only real option that's a good choice is having Drew McIntyre retain. Having Drew McIntyre retain is what is best for business. I don't know though. Very WWE fashion, what could very well happen here is that The Miz could cash in the match, and then your boy Goldberg could square up and spear The Miz and jackhammer The Miz and beat him to become WWE champion. This is one of the other outcomes that I have predicted for WrestleMania. You could have Goldberg going over on Drew McIntyre. You could have Goldberg going over on The Miz and Drew McIntyre. And then if he's not going to face off against Roman Reigns, you could have him face off once again against Drew McIntyre. And this time, Drew McIntyre would defeat Goldberg to get his W back, to get his WWE championship back. And this time, there will actually be fans in attendance at WrestleMania. So actually, maybe this seems more likely than anything else now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe Vince wants fans in attendance for Drew to have another WWE championship win. Warrior says Drew having a great WWE championship reign during a pandemic like this doesn't get enough credit. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Drew McIntyre has been fantastic for Raw. He's definitely been one of the cornerstones of the show. He's definitely one of the reasons to tune in as well. So he really doesn't get enough credit. So shout out to him for that. He had an incredible 2020, and he's still killing it. Still killing it. What if The Miz cashes in at the Rumble so can win the title from The Miz? I feel like that would be a cheap shortcut WWE would take so that Goldberg can be champ without beating Drew McIntyre. Yep. Raphael says, oh God, I don't want to see Goldberg versus McIntyre twice. So I think no matter what, you can expect to see Goldberg at the Royal Rumble, and then you can expect to see Goldberg at WrestleMania. I think those are a shoo-in. I think, well, obviously, Royal Rumble, it's official. So I can only expect the next one to be at WrestleMania. It just makes sense. What's next for Bobby Lashley? He's been stale with his reign. He's probably going to lose his United States Championship to Matt Riddle. That would be my guess. At the Royal Rumble as well. Vance says, Miz being in the main event again. We all remember WrestleMania 27, which sucked except for Undertaker vs. Triple H. I believe in the Miz. I like the Miz a lot. His run with the Intercontinental Championship in, what was that, 2018 or so? Whenever he was with the Miz Taraj and stuff like that, he was killing it. That was when Brock was absent from the show and he was like the number one title for the show. I loved that. I loved that Miz. I still think, if Kofi Mania wouldn't have happened, I would have had the Miz, a face Miz, defeat heel Daniel Bryan at that WrestleMania to become WWE champion. That's what I had predicted that whole time. And of course, Kofi Mania threw all of that for a loop, which was fantastic because that was great. That was better than what, would have happened probably in the originally. Next up, we had a 6-man tag team match here. We saw the Hurt Business taking on Lucha House Party and Matt Riddle. This match was a mess. The Hurt Business is all over the place. They're not getting together, or they're not getting along whatsoever. Cedric Alexander's head is 40 feet wide. This his ego is through the roof, and he's trying to tell everyone that's how it's done. He's trying to show off, and they were bickering back and forth the entire match. They were tagging each other in and out the entire time, kind of causing some chaos. And I was like, man, here we go. They're going to set up the loss here for this, but luckily they didn't. Bobby Lashley was able to get in the Hurt Lock on someone from Lucha House Party, and they tapped out. So Hurt Business was able to get the win, which is fantastic, but there is a little bit of stuff going on between them, and I don't like it. I do not like it. I do not want to see the Hurt Business broken up. They are one of the best and one of the very, 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 very few reasons for people to tune into Monday Night Raw. Very, very few. Warrior says, Cedric has never felt more important on the roster than now in the Hurt Business. He shouldn't break away. I couldn't agree more, man. This incarnation of Cedric Alexander is incredible. It is so good. And honestly, that goes for every single person inside the Hurt Business. MVP is fantastic. Shelton Benjamin has been sitting on the sidelines for 2 or 3 years doing absolutely nothing. So it's incredible to see him back and doing what he's doing. I've said this a million times. Shelton Benjamin is one of my all-time favorites. I love Shelton Benjamin. The guy is very talented. I was very happy to see him re-sign with the company. And then I was very upset just to see him chasing around the 24/7 championship, which I should also note we haven't seen on the show for a couple weeks. Maybe it's finally done. Maybe it is finally done. But yeah, I hope that the Hurt Business is able to get things together. I'm okay with them having a little bit of tension and whatever, as long as they don't break up, though. They really don't need to break up. Drake says, if Cedric leaves Hurt Business, he'll get lost in the pool of guys who get booked once a month in a throwaway match. Yeah, I think that what would happen is that he would probably feud with Shelton Benjamin and maybe even Bobby Lashley at some point. And then once that feud is over, he'd probably just be lost and never to be seen again. Except like they were saying, once a month. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm very happy with where he is right now. I think Shelton and Cedric should have a decent run as the Raw Tag Team Champions. Especially if Bobby Lashley is going to be dropping his United States Championship soon. Which I feel like they're setting up Matt Riddle and Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship at the Royal Rumble. That's how I feel. Who knows? Chloe says, ever since MVP called Lana a thought, I knew he destined for greatness in his return. Yes. And Griselda even made a song for the Hurt Business. So that was pretty cool. Well, I think it was West Side Gun. West Side Gun that made a song for the Hurt Business. So Hurt Business is fantastic. I hope that they keep them together as long as possible. Next up, we saw Drew McIntyre return to via satellite. He wasn't happy about seeing Drew McIntyre on TV. So he had to come on TV as well. And he announced that he will be returning to Monday Night Raw next week. That's absolutely fantastic. Glad to see that Drew McIntyre is okay. Glad to see that COVID didn't really affect him in any serious way. It seems like he seemed pretty okay, pretty fine. So we'll be excited to see him return, although that return will be kind of soured because he's going to be meeting face to face with Billy Boy Goldberg next week on Raw, which I should tell you is the go home episode of Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble, which is pretty brutal. There's only one more episode of Monday Night Raw until the Royal Rumble. It does not feel like the Royal Rumble is this close. It does not feel like anything important is really happening at the Royal Rumble aside from Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. That's the only thing that feels important. Even the Royal Rumble matches don't really feel very important this year. Hopefully that changes. Last year, Royal Rumble was fantastic. That entire pay-per-view, from what I remember, was solid, was very good. So hopefully this one is as well. Hopefully they have some good winners picked out. Drew has been so very missed on the show. Yeah, he has. They rely on him heavily, so sucks to see him get taken out for that. Chloe says Drew McIntyre and Claymore and Spear, The Miz, and Morrison confirmed next week. Yeah, that could probably happen. Yep. Very, very well could happen. Next up, we saw the highly anticipated rematch of Jackson Ryker with Elias versus Jeff Hardy. Why did this match happen again? Let me look at Jackson Ryker here. Jackson Ryker. Is this the third time we've seen this? Apparently I don't know how to spell. Jackson Ryker matches. So this is the third time we have seen this. Jackson Ryker. Oh wait, no, this is the second time. So Jackson Ryker defeated Matt Hardy in 49 seconds on January 11th. And then Jeff Hardy defeats Jackson Ryker by disqualification in 3 minutes and 10 seconds to today, January 18th. Jackson Ryker had 2 squash matches. Beat up Grand Metalik in 55 seconds. The next time he beat up Jeff Hardy in 49 seconds. Very odd. This WWE is very odd. So yeah, anyways, if you didn't catch that, this one ended by disqualification. I'm not quite sure why because I looked away and missed it, but I don't know. Very odd. Very odd. I don't think anyone cares. And WWE posted that the feud between Elias and Jeff Hardy is nowhere near being over. So you can look forward to a lot more of this coming up very, very shortly. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Elias taking on Jeff Hardy next week. Where did Jackson come from? What is his background? He was in the Forgotten Sons team with Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake in NXT. And I believe he did some other stuff somewhere else. The fact that they went back to an old feud that already ended because they're too lazy to create new feuds, any ideas is just sad. Yeah, like, this is done. This is all done. I don't understand. And the thing that sucks is that Elias is great. Elias has so much potential, so I don't know why they're wasting him on shit like this. It just, this really just doesn't do anything for anyone. This is just what I was saying earlier. No one comes out of this looking good because no one wants to see it. We're so tired of it. We're so tired of seeing the same things week and week and week and week and week after. So who knows? Hopefully maybe this will end at the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Raphael says this feud ended after the Symphony of Destruction match. You would think, but they're just getting started. CM Punk says SmackDown and Raw creative team are different? ? I was under my impression that they were the same, but I do know that Daniel Bryan is working on the SmackDown creative team as well. So I'm not sure if that's the only difference or not. We'll see though. I also heard that Nikki Bella wants to start working on the WWE creative team as well. So maybe she'll be on the Raw side. Maybe she'll be on SmackDown if that ends up happening. I have no idea. Jeff and Elias have been feuding longer than Seth and Mysterio at this point. Oh god, the Father Rollins and the Mysterio family feud was so long. Oh my god, that was brutal. Anthony says, I feel like Jeff Hardy versus Elias feud is going to end up like Seth versus Ray. Yeah, just going on forever with nothing. Nikki Bella said she wanted to do women's creative. Oh, I welcome that. The women aren't really doing anything impressive on anything. So, I mean, God, the best storyline they have for the women right now, aside from Alexa Bliss, is Lacey Evans sleeping with an 80-year-old man to get at his daughter. Wow, much creative. Very good. Next up, we had our main event of the show, which was Alexa Bliss taking on Raw Women's Champion Asuka. This was a non-title match, and it was very interesting. It started off as a normal match here. Alexa dressed in her normal gear, and then in typical WWE fashion, what they always have to do something leading into a commercial, which I'm glad that this match featured this so I could talk about this, because I usually forget. Having to do something every single time you go into a commercial is insane. Relax, okay? Relax. You can go into a commercial without doing something. Just relax. You don't have to have someone come out and interfere. You don't have to have both of your opponents get thrown to the outside. You don't have to have some weird things happen. It's okay. You can just go to commercial. I promise you. It's okay. It's obviously not working. You trying to bait these people into staying through these commercials. It's not working. So just give it up. Just give it up. Anyways, in this match, the lights go out Fiend style for Alexa. Lights go completely black, and then we go to commercial. When we get back from commercial, Alexa Bliss is in a completely different outfit. Oh god, I gotta stop it. Nope. There we go. Stupid echo show here. Always picking up when I say Alexa. When the show came back from commercial, lights are on. Alexa Bliss is wearing a different outfit now, and her makeup is different. She's wearing black lipstick. She's got a creepy stare going on, and she's just standing in the middle of the ring, and Asuka is kind of scared. Her defense levels went up to 100%, and she was blocking everything that Asuka threw at her. It was interesting. It was very, very interesting. She ended up trying to go for the mandible claw, but she couldn't quite hit it. Asuka hit her with a couple of kicks, but she locked in the Sister Abigail, and that was it. That sealed the deal. Alexa Bliss got the 1-2-3 over Asuka to win in tonight's main event match. It was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to see. This is the first time we've seen Alexa Bliss do stuff like this. After the match, she was staring into the camera, and it did like one of those little Fiend glitches. And then she was back to her normal self in the overalls with the old makeup on as well. So you could tell that this stuff wasn't live here. This was piped in. Interesting to see that, a lot of people had assumed that she was going to get a mask, but it looks like that's maybe not going to happen. It looks like this might be her darker side that we saw here. I think Alexa Bliss is killing it, if I'm being honest with you. I think she's done a fantastic job in her role with all of this. I'm not sure where Asuka fits in, and I'm not sure where we go from here, but the promos have been good. The wrestling has been good. Just the storytelling, I think, has been so great. Her acting has been great as well. She was made for this. This is so good right here. I've really enjoyed all of this stuff that they're doing. They've been building on Jeff versus Elias since April. AEW's long-term booking, eat your heart out. Oh, God. Has it been that long, really? Jeff Hardy and Elias since April? Seriously? Wow. Anthony, at the Royal Rumble, it would be Jeff Hardy versus Elias. It would be get hit by a car for a car match. God. Oh, God. Someone buy Elias a TV. Nilda says, I think Orton is going to win the Rumble. I got that feeling. Would be interesting to see. Would be interesting. Like when they put 2 or 3 falls matches, they did 4 times a show so they could go into commercial after a fall. God, that was brutal. I think the wild card rule was also there at that time. Dude, those 3 out of Oh god, those matches were so bad. The 2 out of 3 falls matches. God, I forgot about that. That was like early pandemic stuff, if I remember correctly. That was really bad. And they always had like one fall super quick. And of course they were booked to go to the 3rd fall every single time. Oh man, I wonder what it would be like to go back and watch one of those episodes of Raw that are like from early March or sometime in April. Just those brutal shows where they were using the same people, like they were using Los throughout the whole show. I remember Austin Theory and Andrade, and they were working 2 matches each, and then they were showing like a 45-minute Money in the Bank match. Oh god, that was brutal. If they're following the revenge formula like The Fiend does with his opponents, then Alexa going after Asuka kind of makes sense. Okay, I can see that. It would be interesting to see, I guess. I guess we'll kind of see where it goes. I don't have faith in WWE, but I do have faith in Bray Wyatt and this Alexa Bliss thing. So I'm sure that they've got something going on, and I'm sure that it'll pay off. FQ says, oh my god, you're still alive. Of course I am. You will never kill me. You can never kill me. It was just after Mania that we got the Jeff Elias drunk hit and run angle. Jesus. Wow. Oh, the episode that had like a match or two 40-minute old matches and a bunch of backstage promos. Man, those were not fun. Yeah, those were brutal. Those actually, like, I think those are the only times that I've watched wrestling and I've actually been like pissed. It was such a huge waste of time. And like, I didn't mind if they didn't have the content to not do it, or if they're like, hey, you know, we are, oh, still live. Yes, I'm still live. Yes, I'm about to wrap it up though. But yeah, if they would have just been like, look, it is what it is. You all know what's going on. Or even if they didn't mention it and they were just like, look, we're going to put the Boneyard match at the end of the show, then that's cool, because if you didn't see it, you can watch it for free and you can, you know, it takes up the rest of the show. But to put it in and have it take up like half of the show in the middle and certain spots, and you don't know if they're going to show the whole thing or anything like that, it was super frustrating. And everyone was like defending it like crazy because they were like, oh, it's tough times. And it's like, yeah, it is tough times, but if it's tough times, then don't run your show. Don't run your show. If you can't put on a show like you shouldn't be running it. Plain and simple. Nice to know that we can't kill you, though. Yes, I am unkillable. Much like Vincent
Kennedy McMahon, I am unstoppable as well.
Hope you have a good night, AOW, and we'll see you Wednesday for NXT and AEW. Thank you, man. I appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're about to wrap it up here. I think that's all. We finished it off with Alexa Bliss and Asuka. We have some good stuff coming up. Actually, we probably have some good stuff coming up tomorrow on Impact. Probably a lot of stuff going on. We have the fallout from the Hard to Kill pay-per-view where Rich Swann lost. He's the one that lost the match for his team. Will Moose be pissed off at Rich Swann for losing it? Will Kenny Omega be in attendance? I have no idea. Chloe says, all right, I'm going to tally up these gold numbers and comment them under your latest post. Sounds good. I'm very interested in seeing where they are. And I'll just hit you with another gold as well. Yeah, that's disqualification ending is still going on. When is the next Ask Me Anything live show? Maybe we'll do one Sunday. I was gonna do one last Sunday, but I didn't wake up till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I stayed up like super late working on things, so I didn't wake up till really late. So I didn't really want to do one then, but let's try and do one this Sunday. Because next Sunday we won't be able to do one because it will be time for the Royal Rumble. Actually, yeah, so we could do one. Yeah. Let's go this Sunday. This Sunday we'll do one. I remember one show where they got Andrade versus McIntyre as the only match, and the rest of the show was reruns from Mania 36. How did I even sit through that? I don't know, man. I don't know how I did that either. Chloe says, just know they're higher than last week. Good. We got to get those rookie numbers up, man, because we do not like gold around here. Nilda says, your thoughts about Ricochet match against AJ Styles? It was the best match of the night. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Not sure what it does for Ricochet now, but it was good. It was good. So anyways, be sure to check out what's going on tomorrow on Impact. I'm sure there's going to be some good stuff. I believe NXT is running the Fight Pit this Wednesday. I heard someone say that. I haven't seen it confirmed, but I heard that the Fight Pit's happening this Wednesday on NXT. Also, this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite is the birthday celebration for -1. So it should be a pretty good event also. Also, we will see the fallout from Hard to Kill there, as well as I'm sure Kenny Omega will be on his own show. Your thought on Elias versus Jeff, WrestleMania 39, the last chapter. Why not, man? Why not? Who cares? Who cares at this point? Anthony says, let's hope SmackDown will be good like last week. I hope so, man. I hope so. That would be great. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for me. I got a little bit of work to do, and maybe I'll try to squeeze in some Fire Pro gameplay tonight so that I can have that up this week so we can get going on all this other stuff. I really want to play Wrestling Empire really, really bad. So thank you all for tuning in. If you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are close. We are on the road to 1,000, just 50 away, if I remember correctly. And also make sure to hit that like button. And I will see you all on Wednesday for the AEW Dynamite post show. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you Wednesday. Peace.